Are we live now?
Check camera.
Check camera.
Yeah, we're rolling.
All right, so we're just setting up the stage right now. So this is going to go a bit back. It's actually over here.
Around here.
No, it's not right. Yeah. Okay. I think it's somewhere here. Yeah. All right, so welcome guys. So we're just waiting for our all our participants to be joining us again here. And it's great to have you guys back. I hope you guys enjoyed day 1 and day 2. And we have a lot of content set up for today because the filming is going to go on. I don't know until what time. Everyone's asking until what time to finish. Do you want it to finish early or what? We are filming a $2,000 product. In case you guys are not aware of this, I am actually filming the program called QiMen Divinity, the abundance training program, the abundance blueprint. And so I thought that it would be great to invite my tribe members, meaning you guys, to actually be here in the room, sitting, from behind the panel with everyone here. Hey, everyone, say hello.
Hello.
All right.
Day 3.
All right. So we have a whole group of people just behind the scenes right now, and then they have been here for I don't know how many nights here, just to make sure everything is running. And so we're still waiting for people to log in. Now, how many of you here have been here from day 1 until now? All right, give me a yes on your chat. That's right, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming back. It's good to see you all here. I see some regular names popping up once again. Good. So we have now. Here's a few things, right? If you're new, you're joining this for the first time. We just put the entire recording right now temporarily still on our private training room, which is this room right here. You can still see those recording. If you want to watch it, you can watch it. The final cut. Someone was asking for the final cut. The final cut is actually going to be for sale. Towards just before Christmas, maybe we're rushing it because what you see on stage is the raw cut when I actually go on there and then do my thing and summon Joey up and then go up there and then do my thing and then come back down here. That requires a lot of edit later on to slot in the right charts and then put in the right screen and then preparation of the notes. So that will be the final product. Okay, so we're going to launch it at $1,997. Yes, of course, it would include more stuff, but the gist of it is here, and we are actually giving it to you guys right now, all right, to watch the making of it. Okay, the final product. If you are interested in it, you want to get more of it. Of course, it will be great if you would support us and buy the product as well when it's ready to be launched. Okay, so we appreciate that. I hope you get a lot of value right now watching the making of it, and I can see all these questions coming in. And hopefully, some of you will be at the right stage in your life to actually get this product right now and take it further. Some of you need help, right? So this product, watching it behind the scenes, I truly believe that it will be able to help you and transform your life if you just follow through, okay? So the cameras are set up in such a way that when I'm looking here, that is the actual filming, and then I actually then do my write-ups over there. That's the close-up to where I'm actually doing the commentaries on the charts. Okay, so that's normally how it's done. And then there are cameras on this side. This is where you get to see. This is where my panel is. This is all where the people are behind the screen controlling the sound and stuff. And you guys are getting a front row seat here watching the filming. Okay, so this private training room will be disabled the moment this entire filming is done. That will be at the end of tomorrow, and then those videos will be gone, and then we'll start to produce the product. And yes, someone is asking me, is there additional filming and all that? Yes, there will be. Those part will be based on the questions that I get. See, part of it is an interactive program that I'm getting a lot of feedback. I should read through the questions, and then I see how they understand you guys understand the topic, and then I'll add more, add stuff. That's how a product is done. Okay, it's not just done because I thought about it, and then suddenly it's a product, right? It actually requires a lot of feedback and actual applications from people, so that's why it takes some time, all right? So Oh yes, gifts. I'm going to talk about some gifts. So we've been giving out a lot of gifts to you guys. You know, today we are giving away the limited edition Sun Tzu Warcraft book. This is the limited edition is the hardcover version is white in color, and it talks about the QiMen strategic execution. And then we still have copies of the 100 formations. 100 formations. I think in one of the topics today, the first one where I'm filming involves the 100 formations, because we're going to talk about special structures that activate your superpower. So it's good to have this book. And we have, what else do we have? And we have evidential occurrences.
Wow, this is everybody's favorite.
Everybody's favorite, the motherlode of the book, right? No, this one. All right, this is like all the technical stuff for yeah. If you put this in your body, right, it can block bullets, and so this is we give away this later today or tomorrow, right? But we have a lot of stuff, right? So now, how do you get these books? We gotta during the debrief, which is a session I talk to you guys. Sometimes I'll play a video. Right? No, every time I'll play a video, the video is educational and it will contain information and knowledge that sort of fills in the gap in between the lessons, because a lot of you guys are new. It's like your first time learning QiMen. Bear in mind, I know some of you are like, hey, you know, I know some of this stuff already. Yeah, that's because you have some experience, but it's good to rewatch some of the fundamentals, right? And remember, we are here to help other people. So help the newbies, right? Fill in the gaps, bring them up to speed, right? So if you have been here for the last couple of days and someone is joining new, keep them up to speed, because when I'm on stage, I'll be talking to the camera. I can't answer those questions. So I need you guys to help me answer some of the newbies as well, help each other out. And the most helpful ones, and when they answer the questions based on the videos that I showed during the debrief session, and they could answer some questions on it, then there will be chances for you guys to win this book. This is like, how much is it retailing for?
250 US.
250 US, all right, $250 US dollars, all right. So this is like, for those who in Malaysia, this is like 1,000 ringgit, right? So it's cool. This has a lot of technical information on QiMen. So yeah, we can put this back there. So yeah, so we have a lot of stuff to give away, and if you watch those videos, and basically we play the video so I can just run to the bathroom and come back and have a sip of hot water outside, right? And if there's enough time, I'll take a shower and come back. That's how I keep fresh all the time. Okay, so that's why I need to play some videos, and it's also a good chance for you to get to the toilet for those who watched it before. But those videos, most of them are new anyway. So watch it. If you want to win the prize, make sure you take lots of notes. Okay, so that's the background information. Oh yes, coaches. Yeah, coaches are here in this room right now, and they're also some of them are online. Okay, they are doing this from somewhere else around the world, and we are answering questions, right? So say hello, right? This is how you do it. When you log onto the chat room, give me your name and tell us where you're from. Okay. Yeah, that's how you do it, okay? Your name and where you're from. I get to see all your questions here, okay? This is right here. And when I'm on stage, I get to see it over here, okay? So, and that's how I get some inspiration on coming up with the program, okay? Some of you are saying, how the hell do you talk for a whole session without the cuts? Actually, I cut a couple of times and on stage you saw yesterday, right? But I try to just talk more, and then we edit out some of the things that are redundant. And the final cut, sometimes we add additional videos, okay? We add additional content after we have read through the questions and all that. So a lot of things go behind the scene to produce a product. While the filming looks, for you, it might look easy, right? But it's actually not. There's so many things happening at the same time. And the preparation prior to that, and then the preparation, the edits that are done after that. Producing the workbook always comes after the course is done, because we need to get the feedback and the questions they have that you guys give, and then we can answer that and provide the notes. That's how an actual course is done, okay? And then it constantly gets updated every time, through the coaching sessions and interaction with the people, okay? So, all right. So everyone's logged in, right? Because I can't find it a bit hard to see the numbers here. Okay, now you set up later so I can talk to.
We can pull up the
Yeah, pull it up for me so I can see it, right? Okay, guys. Yeah, let's do a quick recap on what we have gone through so far, right? And what we will be covering today in our live screening. Okay. So again, for those of you who are joining, please start by introducing yourself and which country you're from. Say hello to everyone. The more you participate, the more you recognize the name, the more chances you have in winning some of the gifts that we are giving away. Okay. Now we have filmed Module 1, and Module 1 is called The Awakening. It's awakening your QiMen spiritual energy for life-changing success. Remember that module that was done on day 1 itself, and the whole context of that was to talk about breaking free from the invisible chains that are holding us back, and from becoming, what we could be. The thing is this, Module 1 talks about this. Do you know where you spend most of your time, where all of us spend most of our time? We spend most of our time inside our own mind. We live there, okay? So make sure it's a nice place to live. That's what really Module 1 is about, okay? If we think we live physically somewhere, but we don't. Since the moment you're born until now, we live inside here, okay? And we converse there, we do whatever it is. If the inside world, that spiritual world that we live in, is negative, everything else will be seen as negative and problematic and not peaceful for you, okay? So the part 1 is to create that stability, that Module 1, to create that stability, and that's why we have to spend an entire module on training one to do that. And of course, the feedback I got based on the questions that I have will then further refine us to actually improve that the final cut, okay? And Module 2 or Lesson 2, it's about the infinite cosmos. Now that we clear up the rubbish and clear up the clutter that was blocking us, then part 2 is now we want to participate in co-creating the reality and mastering that QiMen spiritual energy that we have. That's when I introduce to you guys the Guardian of Destiny and how each one functions and how each one can play a role in designing your life, okay? So that was that was day 2? I can't remember. Day 2, yeah, day 2. Day 2, we start off with that. Okay, if you missed that, you can still watch the filming that we have shot early on. Yeah, it will be there for a while, but that's the rough cut, right? So and of course, when the final is ready, please support us and grab a copy. The final will have additional copies, additional content because of the feedback that we get, and then we refine things and then we add on, okay? Usually it's done as either by myself or by my team members. It's always done this way to get the perfect content that is truly functional and life transformational for our students, okay? That's how we do stuff, all right? And Module 3 was about the QiMen commands. If you remember QiMen commands, we did that. We spent considerable amount of time doing this QiMen commands, which is, we talked about the chart, overlapping the month and the day, okay? So the month and day, we put in the stars, and then we put in the doors, and then we have a specific software for you to look at how the month and day charts actually work, and for you guys to actually do your commands effectively, okay? Remember that? The stars talked about, when is the best time to manifest something, because each star governs a specific nature and environment or circumstances, and the doors tell you the right day to do it, okay? The right day to take action, okay? We're constantly working on improving our app, okay? Someone is always asking here, when can we buy this software? I don't know when you can buy it. It's never really ready because we're always improving this stuff. A lot of times we generate some profits and then we put back into the creation of that ultimate app. It just takes time. So we're not selling it, but when we launch the program, to be honest, at the time we will allow you to use it for a period of time in order for you to use the software and get the quick charts, okay? But a lot of this can be Where's the compendium? Can I have the compendium? You can actually plot the chart by hand, and just that people are, I hate to use the F word, but people are just lazy, okay? They can plot it by hand, all right? Just like how all of us learn it, right? Plot it by hand. Don't be lazy now. Yeah, some of these students right here, you can see, right, who started with me 20 years ago. Didn't we all learn to plot it by hand back those days? That's right. Everyone learned plot by hand. Everyone's just like, they're spoiled because of that, right? But to teach the class, to make it easy, that's why we come up with a software to speed things up, right? But really, it's good to learn how to do it. If you want to learn how to do it, you can get this for free if you answer the questions correctly later on. Yeah, that's what it is. So the software just speeds up the month chart. The month is just 12 charts, right? And so we've also created, I don't know if the link is sent out this morning already or not.
Which link is this? The software?
To give them the month and the day. Can you just check and see whether...
Schedule it.
Yeah, okay. So you got to make sure you can receive our emails, right? We're going to be blasting out emails to you guys because we have a lot of stuff that facilitates the learning, and we want to send those charts to you, right? So where was the month and day charts?
Can you show them this?
Yeah.
We will put up a link.
Okay, we will put up the link here. We'll let you use whatever we can, right? The reason why we are not selling this is because then we reserve the right to change it, remove it for a period of time, right? Because if we sell it, we have to keep it running all the time. We can't take it down and do some changes.
That's the software.
That is the software, all right. So, see, you give wrong chart. Okay, don't confuse people, all right? Yeah, this is the chart. Okay, so this is how the month and day chart looks like. We're still perfecting it as we are filming this. Now you may say, how can you film it when it's not perfect, right? Well, because the product is released in December, all right, or maybe November. Hopefully earlier, yeah, hopefully earlier. So, but we are now, the beta version I'm using right now, okay, so it's not ready until then. Bookmark this page.
Downloads, we'll put it up in case you don't get the email.
No, we just send it to them, right? Send it to email. No, send an email. Just make sure you receive our emails. We will email it to you if you have registered for this live training. And if you don't receive it, that means our emails have gone into the spam folder. Some people like complain and they shout at our people. Please don't be rude, all right? You shout at our people. We really did send it. It's just that your email has gone to the spam because Google sometimes does that in Gmail, right? They just send your thing to spam, and you got to unblock this thing, all right? So if you unblock it and you check it first thoroughly, and then you come back and yeah.
Block your emails before you can unblock your chi.
Yeah, so this is Master Kenny speaking. Unblock your emails before you can unblock your chi, okay? So you can quote him on that. So that's on Module 3. And then Module 4, we did a lot for Module 4. Module 4 or Lesson 4 was the success path. Do you remember the success path? We talked about how you can do the spiritual contract. The spiritual contract, it's not a voodoo sort of thing. There's no sacrifice in it. A contract basically means you promise to give part of your energy, which is in the form of activities, all right? It's not blood and you're going to chop off your little pinky, to do a thing. You're not going to do that. Part of your energy means you are willing, you're committed to do your part, and then the universe will do its part. That's what a spiritual contract is. Problem is people keep thinking that a spiritual contract is sacrificial, and then they have to go and kill a goat somewhere and kill a chicken. It's not like that, right? A spiritual contract, it's written. There's power in writing, just so you know, right? All the talismans in the ancient days, across all the powerful religions, they'd write stuff, right? When you write something and you commit to it and then you take action on a specific day, the contract is valid and then the universe will do its part. Now, you may say, I'm too scared to do it. Well, that means you're afraid to commit. Now, everything in your life begins by a commitment to become better. And when you commit, how do you actually commit? How do you commit? See, people have different versions of being committed, right? You commit by giving your time and energy, or you commit by, taking action. You got to actually do something, right? Right. So some people, you commit by purchasing an MBA, right? You want to become someone more successful. You study an MBA. You take up the engineering course. You take up a course. You do something, all right? You take action. I do nothing. I'm just going to wait until I get my MBA. And how do you get my MBA? I don't know. I'm just going to wake up one day and get it. It's not going to happen. You got to take a step, committed to taking action. You see, this is the thing. People are afraid of taking that commitment. Some people don't get married because of that reason, right? Oh, I just want, I want the benefits of being as a couple, but I hate to have the responsibility. You're going to get that responsibility anyway, all right? So take note of that. You got to commit to it. So how do you commit in a spiritual contract? You write it down. You take action on it. So write only the things that you're willing to do, all right? So that's one of the things we discussed yesterday. Go and watch the video again and take note, okay? And that's where you learn. All right, so today is going to be extra special because the lessons are going to be focused on purely transformations. So if you notice that the first day, it's all about, what you can do with QiMen. Number 2, they too will give you the tools to do it. And then the third is how you can transform, right? How you can actually become better. Success is who you become at the end, right? Who you become. You become that person who is successful. You don't get the success, right? You become someone who can produce the success. Some people are trying to say things like, right, I want to go to a career, then give me all this stuff. Listen, you bring your success to your career, okay? If you are that person that creates the success, the same thing with business. You want your business to succeed, you first have to be the person that can bring success to the business. That's the difference, all right? So many people hope that, all right, you're going to teach me some QiMen magic, I'm going to do something, and then all of a sudden I'm going to get the multi-million-dollar sales, all right? That's not so easy, okay? You got to be the person to be able to use that in the first place. Some people are wanting to be Hollywood stars, all right? I'm not saying that, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but you need to have that star quality in the first place. So you should use QiMen to work hard on you so that you become that, star quality, and then you get the attraction, the attention of the people in the entertainment industry, okay? So you need to work that way. And listen, I've known so many celebrities and their life are not as glamorous as you think it is, okay? You think it's so glamorous, right? They have all this, the red carpet events and all that, but it's not. That's just the show part, right? Listen, a lot of people think that what they see on Instagram is real. It's not real. Even for you, right? You post all the happy stuff on Instagram. Do you ever post about your shit on Instagram? You don't, right? So social media is fake. It's not the real lifestyle. A lot of times behind the scene, how much of hard work and dedication and commitment and time and suffering they have gone through in order to get to where they are, right? Of course, it doesn't have to be that hard, but there's stuff that they have given. Remember the law of equivalent exchange? There is stuff that they have given and done and committed and sacrificed in order to get there, okay? So if you understand this principle, you would be able to transform, okay? So hopefully by today, when we go through all this and when more people are joining us right now and we can see the transformation. So this is what I intend to do today. It really depends on the timing on whether we can complete everything. I know you guys have questions. I'm seeing those questions coming in, okay? I'm seeing a lot of those questions coming in. I will be doing a lot of Q&As. Please be sure that I'm going to read through. Every time we play a video here, it gives me a chance to, while you're watching and learning something, I actually go behind the scene and actually read the questions, right? Have a cup of coffee and relax a little bit and then come back on stage. So please keep the questions coming. I see a lot of questions. Keep it here. Keep sending them here. And I'm going to do a Q&A very, very soon. I'm going to answer a lot of these questions here. So keep posting whatever you have. And it helps me a lot too, right? Even if I don't answer here, my coaches, they will answer you. And these questions actually help me do a much better product on stage wherever the ones are relevant, okay? All right, so now today, this is my intention of what I'm going to teach today, okay? Hopefully we can follow the entire structure that I planned, but sometimes as we're filming and we get more questions, and I might change things around, okay? The first one is activating your superpowers. This is what I intend to talk about today, activating your superpowers. This will be one of the lessons. And what is it that we're trying to activate? Well, I think of it as this booster power. Have you watched Popeye? As a kid, I like to watch the cartoon. And Popeye and what does he do? He takes the spinach, and then he suddenly grows really strong, and he's activated his strength, and then he beat up Brutus, right? So this is like taking the spinach. It's a temporary boost. It's not a permanent boost, but it does boost that ability for you to do perhaps, I like to call it superhuman feats, but actually every human being can do that. You think about it, sometimes in an emergency, right, when things are in an urgent situation, suddenly you can do things that you didn't know you could do, okay? That is because your conscious barrier to your spiritual energy is unblocked and your inner self can come out. Once you unlock it, sometimes we could do more than we think we can, because what we think we cannot do, there's a barrier. But because in an emergency, your energy slipped through, the barrier is broken, and you can do that. Like, for example, a mother saving a child could literally become much stronger if there's an emergency happening. You could do things that you didn't know you could do, okay? So when you're not thinking about the past and not analyzing the future, right, you're in sage mode, you just didn't know that, and at that moment, you have strength that you didn't otherwise know. And then you can apply the same thing when time, space, and spirit, matter, everything align at the same time. You could activate super learning. So if you are studying this, for example, we should have done this program on the start, right? I know some of you guys talking about it. So, but yes, you could be more alert, right? You can learn things faster. You can activate your super attraction. Well, sometimes, some days you feel attractive, right? It's because you are on that day. People just like to talk to you. They want to communicate with you. They think, you know, you're some kind of superstar. It doesn't happen all the time, but if you could wait for the right timing, because in QiMen you have to use, the right location, the right timing, and the right energy, and then the right intention, and then you activate it. Last for a short period of time, right? But at least at that moment you get things done, right? So then you can activate super courage, right? At that time you become courageous, because sometimes people have this fear. You need to go on stage, right? You need to go and perform, right? And you need to just go up there and talk for 1 hour and film the entire thing, right? So you need to activate something that gives you that additional juice that you need, right? Or you need to fly down a slope when you're snowboarding, right? You're scared. What do? You activate, that super courage or resilience, right? Sometimes you go through a period of difficulties and pain. I don't know how many we're going to cover. It depends on these guys. We're still preparing the notes as we are speaking, okay? Inner peace, I particularly like this. I just can't make it last forever, but I'm working on it, okay? So, but I want to share with you some of these techniques. I think, people always ask me, what should I give you? You can't give me anything. What I really want to achieve, my purpose is to have this, right? Inner peace is very important, okay? Because otherwise all the success means nothing for you, all right? And how about this? Activate forgiveness. Because some people just cannot forgive. For some reason, they think, I can forgive, but I cannot forget. Well, that's nonsense. If you forget it, you have forgiven, right? So you can use this power to help you do something, all right? And this is what I like. Activate super healing. Not that you heal instantaneously, but heal faster. And if you heal faster, you live longer. So I don't know how many we are covering, but we will do as much as we can, okay? You guys are excited for this? Wow, that's good. So, good. Keep the comments coming. And let's see here, okay? Listen, I will try to cover everything. I can't say, I make sure we have everything at once. It depends on the time, okay? And module 6 is called, or lesson 6 at this point in time is called Bending Reality through the QiMen Unifying Model, okay? So that's when I will introduce you to, now bend reality, it's a term that I got from reading Steve Jobs' book. Basically, it means that what you think is impossible becomes possible. And everyone else actually believes that it's possible because you bend reality. And then because of that, the impossible becomes possible. Think of it this way. Spirituality, it's about taking what is impossible and making it possible. Taking it what is inside your mind that once exists only as a thought to making it a reality. That's a form of bending reality, and you can do that by understanding the path of the QiMen Unifying Model, okay? So we're going to do that. It's really, at the end of it, once you understand and mastered the QiMen Unifying Model, you can make extraordinary performance your default state, your effortless default state. So hopefully that at most of the time you're performing at your peak level without having to do all that and take some drugs and stuff. You don't need to do that. Basically, if you activate your default state is great performance and extraordinary performance, then most of the areas of your life will become better. So hopefully through this QiMen Unifying Model, you understand the path, all right? You understand the pathway to get there, you can do that. And of course, then today will also be the day, this evening. So you gotta stay awake for this, right? So make sure you have lots of coffee and study in a group here, because I am going to introduce to you the QiMen Divination. QiMen Divination is about you reconnecting with divine intelligence, and through this chart that I'm going to introduce, which is the Oracle, okay? So to be totally transparent with you, this chart here is still being made right now, and but I have the beta, so I'm using it. Hopefully by, I think you guys are already having it, but I'm not sure. I need to check that, okay? But I definitely have an access to it. But it will be a couple of lessons to introduce you. This is not like the full scale. To do this, it's like, I don't know, probably take me like 8 days to teach this whole thing. I don't know how long it will take, because I've just started teaching it and I'm incorporating in, and your feedback will help me design the content itself. So while you're using it, then you will see it, and it's a combination of Bazi, QiMen, and Yijing all at once. But I'm going to tell you the QiMen aspects of it in this program, and today and tomorrow. Okay, so that's what we will be talking about. What I plan to for tonight. I hope you guys are excited about it. Okay, so now we are waiting for more people to log in, and my team and I have prepared, curated this special video that will give you background foundations to today's lesson. Okay, so guys, are you ready?
You want to tell us a bit about this special video?
Oh, okay. This special video is about the Lady of the Nine Heavens. Okay, the Lady of the Nine Heavens is, first of all, there's a nine heavens in QiMen, right? And Lady of Nine Heavens is the story is really about this spiritual being that came to Earth, this immortal or spiritual being that came to Earth and presented the secret of QiMen and the compass, which now today we use as a feng shui compass, to the Yellow Emperor. And it is from the Yellow Emperor who used QiMen and this very special compass to defeat an evil force at that time called Qio. Okay, so at that time, it's a long story. If you can watch the video, will give you an introduction to this, background in QiMen that you otherwise don't know. All right, play the video. The core of life is freedom. The result of life is growth. The purpose of life is happiness. Your life is supposed to feel great to you. What if I tell you that you can influence luck itself? And what if I tell you that it is even possible to repel bad luck and to manifest good opportunities? Hi, I'm Joey Yap. I'm the creator of the QiMen Academy and the founder of the Mastery Academy of Chinese Metaphysics, the world's largest school on Chinese metaphysics subjects. In the last 20 years, I've built a following of more than 1.6 million students around the world, and I've helped them transform their lives using the art of Chinese metaphysics like feng shui, Chinese astrology, and QiMen Divinity. I'm the author of more than 169 books on the subjects of Chinese metaphysics, including the famous Sun Tzu QiMen Art of War, and I've appeared regularly on CNN, BBC, and Bloomberg. Since the year 2000, I've been consulting for top CEOs, iconic business leaders, and Fortune 500 companies. They pay me for my advice on learning what business endeavors and strategic options they can take based on Chinese metaphysics. Today, I want to tell you that you can learn this system called QiMen Divinity and use it to transform your life. Welcome to Lesson 3. QiMen Divinity has often been related to the spiritual aspects of Chinese metaphysics. Now, when we talk about spiritual, to me, it refers to taking the invisible and making it visible. Spirituality is about seeking meaning and purpose in life. It's about being connected with oneself, being connected to higher purpose, being connected in a meaningful way with other people, with the significant, and often with the sacred. In business and career growth, spirituality refers to your ability to find your purpose, find your center, and add value to the lives of other people. According to ancient folklore, QiMen Divinity was a sacred art handed down by the Lady of the Nine Heavens to the Yellow Emperor. In ancient times, the Yellow Emperor was in battle with the evil sorcerer known as Qiyou. This evil sorcerer was causing torment and dissent amongst the villagers in ancient China, and the Yellow Emperor was trying to defeat him. However, every time he brings his army into war, this evil sorcerer is able to conjure up darkness, mist, thunder, lightning, storms, every time the army of the Yellow Emperor tries to penetrate his forces. Until one day, the Lady of the Nine Heavens appeared. Now, the Lady of the Nine Heavens is one of the high-ranking Taoist deities, and she is widely regarded as one of the founding deities of all this metaphysical knowledge that we share today. For example, I Ching, or Chinese astrology, or even Feng Shui. According to legend, she has handed two tools to the Yellow Emperor. The first is a compass. Today we know that as a lopan. And the second tool is the art of QiMen Divinity. It is a specific knowledge enabling the user to gain foresight into any battle, to be able to anticipate traps and danger, and to navigate treacherous territory and be able to subdue the enemy. So using this art, the Yellow Emperor is able to penetrate the dark forces, including all the mist, thunder, and lightning, and eventually able to subdue the evil sorcerer Qiyou. The core of QiMen Divinity is to map out the continuum of time, space, matter, and event. In QiMen, this is known as the heaven, earth, man, and spirit. And when you participate as a co-creator of the time, space, matter, event continuum, that means this system allows you to design the future that you want. That means if you have a desired outcome, let's say in your personal life, in your relationship, in your health, in your business, or in your career, and you want a specific outcome, you can utilize the tool of QiMen Divinity to co-create or co-design from the outside in. Now, sometimes people call the art of QiMen Divinity a divine force or a divine tool. Now, why is it a divine tool? You think about the universal force, the universal power. If there was a higher power, the higher power cannot operate in the system. If it's operating in the system, that means it's governed by the forces of time, space, event, and matter. For example, if you're talking about a computer, the makers, the creator of the computer does not live inside the computer. It does not change the numbers and changes your screen and color every time you wanted something to appear. The creator lives outside of that box. Therefore, if you want to co-create your future, the future that you desire, for example, unprecedented growth in your business, or career advancement, or relationship connectedness, intimacy, and or health improvements, you gotta co-create from the outside in. Now, these four realms influences mankind. It helps us answer two of the main questions of mankind. Who am I and why am I here? From your QiMen chart, you can even see your spiritual capacity, your ability to manifest and bring forth miracles into your life. What sort of blockage that you have that could prevent you from becoming intuitive, from attracting more positive energies into your life, and for giving out positive vibrations to other people. It helps you connect with your core, being able to understand what drives you, what motivates you, and what helps you gain access to the minds and hearts of other people. Welcome back, guys. So I'm going to pick questions now. So I've seen a couple of the questions already, but keep on posting them here, and I'll answer as many as I can while my team is still preparing backstage here for our lesson today, because this is an entirely new topic. That's why we still need some time. They have not gotten all the slides that I need. But, well, anyway, doesn't matter. Let's do the questions here. The first one is from Carmen Chin. All right, Carmen Chin, how can I command my deity within the realm of possibility when it comes to a healing matter? My guardian of destiny is harmony. Okay, so, well, first thing, harmony, you must know that the harmony involves you knowing the right people. So one of the things is to command for the harmony to bring forth the right doctors and healers, the right spiritual healers perhaps. Harmony can also link you to places, so be in the right places, link you to places where you feel better and can rejuvenate. People always think that healing can only take place by taking medication. Not really. Sometimes it could be spiritual healing, sometimes a place, when you stay in a specific place or you be in a specific place, you actually feel better and heal better, okay? Or maybe you command your body to work in harmony, okay? Because all illnesses are created as a result of things not working in harmony with one another. The 5 elements are not balanced. That could be one of the ways for you to heal, okay? So I hope that helps you out in giving the correct instructions. And the next question here, all right, so many questions coming in. Now listen, I'm going to pick those questions that I see clearer and easier to read, okay? So just keep posting them here. Katrina, first of all, I am a QMA student, all right, cool, and I love the course. Thank you so much, Katrina. But what you have done here is a really whole new level. Thank you. Congrats to you and your team, loving it. We'll give this new technique a try right after this. Can't wait for more. Question, can I use forecasting and QiMen contracts at the same time? Well, of course you can. They're 2 different things. QiMen forecasting is based on the hour chart, and it is used to forecast a potential outcome, okay? So obviously it implies that you are planning to do something and you want to forecast the outcome as a result of an action that you're about to be taking. So the answer is yes. And a QiMen contract basically is used for you to commit to you taking a certain action, and you want the universe to help you in a certain way to manifest that reality. These 2 can work hand in hand here, okay? So not a problem at all. And in fact, most of the time you use forecasting to forecast the outcome. The outcome is not favorable. You can then use your QiMen contracts to make some improvements for the outcome that you desire. Okay, the next question is, okay, go on, keep posting a question here. Next one is from the King. I like this name. The King says, when entering Sage mode, how do I command to my deity? Should I say it out loud or just within my heart and mind? Okay. If you are the phoenix, with the exception of the phoenix, everyone else can just say it in your own mind. Okay. So the thing is, when people think that there's a proper way to do it, no, how do you normally make a wish? That's exactly how you do it. If you say it out loud, you say it out loud. Or if you feel that you can say it internally, you say it internally. Some people can't do it. Some people need to actually verbalize it. So whichever way is comfortable for you. But for Phoenix, there's an exception. You actually have to verbalize it, okay? And JJ, okay? JJ, it's, all right, JJ says, newbie here, is there any specific places that we need to choose when commanding our deities? I heard that they need to be done in an open area. Well, there is QiMen Feng Shui, of course. QiMen Feng Shui talks about overlapping the QiMen chart over the house, and then you can find certain areas that has the Qi, that has the 9 heavens, that is actually slightly more beneficial for, more in tune if you're using that area, and then you attune yourself to that direction in that area. The answer is yes, okay? But if you don't have it, then just do your own commanding in the bedroom or anywhere comfortable is also fine, okay? It's more effective if you know QiMen Feng Shui. All right, QiMen Feng Shui is actually in the QiMen Academy program, so you actually, for some of you, I don't know how many of you have done that program, so you can just refer to that specific module that will teach you how to do that. Okay, next is from Tasha Mariana. Look like learning QiMen will need a full focus and take a long time to master it. It is very hard for those that are doing long hours job like from 9 to 9 like me. All right, listen, Tasha, if you like to behave like a victim, then your life is doomed. All right, listen, nobody is too busy for anything. It's a question of priorities. So the first lesson you want to learn is how to prioritize. Make QiMen your priority. If you know that QiMen can solve your problem and it can solve all this forever, you don't have to work from 9 to 9 problem, wouldn't you give it your full shot? There you go, right? So seriously, people who say they have no time is seriously saying no to a better life. Whatever you go through, oh, I'm a mother, I have to take care of kids and all that, you do, but there are times you can put on the plug and listen, right? Like this program, you're here right now, aren't you making time for it? So if you just dedicate what we call the hour of power, write this down, Tasha. The hour of power. What is the hour of power? Every day, 1 hour is dedicated into making your life better. And you're going to learn something new, master a new skill. It's called the hour of power. If you make that happen, you can sleep less 1 hour or do it during lunchtime. You definitely can squeeze out 1 hour. That 1 hour of power is where you will be able to transform your life and use that for QiMen, okay? Don't lose this opportunity. If you lose this right now, you're never going to do it again, and that's it, right? Taking that step, that leap of faith into changing your life is important. You're just hanging on to what works right now, which is not even great. Go on, use QiMen. You've learned this up to day 3 right now. Use this, all right? Or take this further, study this, master the subject. All you need is 1 hour. That's what you need to commit. Okay, next question from Tan Yong. Tan Yong, if my deity is great moon, how do I ask for wealth to overcome my financial difficulties? Understand that this is not within the deity capacity. It is. All the deities can produce wealth if you are ingenious enough to know how to make use of their capacity. I repeat, all the deities can create wealth if you have the innovation and genius level to ask the questions right. Let me explain to you how to do this. One of the ways is this. For example, the moon is in charge of knowledge and skills and know-hows. The reason why you are poor or you're having financial difficulties is because you don't know how to make money. So there's so many ways to do it. And why don't you ask the moon to suggest to you ideas, innovation, right? New ways to generate money, because what you know now is just a 9-to-5 thing. But what if you become more creative? What if you have more skills? What if you have ability to do whatever you're doing 5 times faster? What if you can sell properly? What if you can present on stage? What if you could speak and convince? What if you know how to do finances properly? So all these skills adds on to you breaking free from that financial difficulty. So the question is, you need to identify the real problem first. It could be a lack of knowledge and know-how, and the moon governs that. Everything is about knowing what to do. So that could be the way out of this, okay? And that's why you're here. That's great, okay? I'm glad you're here. I hope you get this answer for yourself. If you keep thinking, why am I so poor? Why do I have financial difficulties? Then the moon will answer you, right? Oh yeah, because you're lazy and you keep looking at difficulties. You look at, you feel like a victim all the time. Change that, all right? Get that breakthrough. You don't need to be the victim. You're not designed to be poor. You're not designed to suffer, okay? No one told you to design your life to suffer. You can be better, and you must tell the great moon that you want all the knowledge and skills and know-hows to do that. And maybe your great moon deity brought you here to get this piece of information so that you can change your life. Who knows, right? That could be the way, all right? Okay, next is from Teo Sing Kiat. Teo Sing Kiat is saying, QiMen is powerful tools for business and career, but I already 62 years old and retired. How can it benefit me? Listen, you're 62, you're not dead. You can do something about it, right? People always think that they need to get a job, right? Everything begins with ideas. Everything begins with an intention and commitment to do more and give more. So why don't you use QiMen to come up with ways where you can serve a need or solve a problem in the community that you're serving? You may say, I don't serve any community. Well, find that out, right? Maybe QiMen can bring you to a community that needs your help. And in every business that is out there is because the business is solving a problem or making life better, something, right? Or they're entertaining someone, or they're making something faster, more efficient, right? That's how businesses work. It's all these ideas that it's necessary, okay? Like, for example, the QiMen Divinity program is created because of the needs of the people, right? People wanted a tool to access their spiritual self. They want to be able to answer the questions of what should I do. That's why the oracle is created. So, and all this is a result of, ideas. So why don't you use QiMen to get more ideas, and then you use QiMen to increase your skill level, and then you increase the chances of success by strategic execution. So there's so many things you can do, Sing Kian, even though you're 62, and 62 is not dead, right? People are still working at 93 right now, okay? So it's not a problem. Okay, next question is from Anita. Anita says, how can we strengthen the connection with our deities so that we can give command easily? Is there a training that we need to do? Yes, practice, okay? The more you communicate and connect with the deity, if you do that every single day, over time, it becomes second nature, and you don't have to count from 64 to 1. You can do from 8 to 1. And sometimes you don't even have to count. After a long, maybe half a year later, if you do it every day, you become good at it. It becomes what we call, you turn unconscious competence to physical mastery. So it's in your body, knowing exactly what to do. It's like a sportsman, right? You look at all the top, athletes, right? every muscle in their body is programmed to do, take the shot and do the dunk, and they know exactly what to do. They don't need to think about it anymore. And so how do they do that? They practice the same shot 1,000 times or 10,000 times, okay? You think about Bruce Lee, right? Everyone knows Bruce Lee. He already knows how to kick, but he practices the same kick 10,000 times so that the moment he needs to do it, he doesn't need to think about it. Whereas for us, we want to do that kick, we need to think about how to stand, where to put our shoulders, where to put the hands and stuff. We need to think to do it. But for him, it's just, he just does it because the body knows exactly what to do. So the thing for you, if you want to get the connection right, you got to get the connection in every cell of your body so that your entire being is connected with, all, not just one of the deities, all of it, so you can actually, be in peak level of extraordinary performance as your default state all the time, okay? All right, this is from Emily. Emily, if I got distracted when counting down from 64 to 1, can I continue or should I start counting? Yes, you should start counting from 64 again, okay? So next one is from Elsie Morgan. Just wondering, is there any way that we can utilize?
We're short of time. I think you can do like 2 or 3 more.
Okay, I can take 2 or 3 more questions only. We are short of time. We're going to start our programming today. Okay, so just wondering if there's any way that we can utilize someone else's deities. No, not this, okay? What, you have all deities yourself. Why you want to use someone else, all right? It's like saying, you want to borrow someone else's underwear and you don't have your own underwear. Come on, yeah? Daryl88 says, for 9 heaven, visualization is important. So the process is command and visualize. Yes, exactly. Okay. KT, I'm a student in Feng Shui Academy. Thank you, KT. Is QiMen related to Feng Shui? The answer is yes, they are all related. This seems to be what I'm missing out. I haven't realized that spirituality was so linked to success of a person. Yes, of course. Okay, because if you see spirituality as taking the invisible and making it visible, then yes, it is a tool for you to do better. Some people think, oh, I want to become immortal. What is the definition of immortal, right? Immortal is basically your legacy, your ability to have your ideas impact the world when you're physically not present. Okay, so next one is from Alberta Foster, right? Looks like there are many things to memorize from the previous 2 days training. I find it hard to remember all the things you taught. Think I'm not suited for this. Well, if you think you're not suited, you will never be suited. In fact, you're not suited for anything. What are you suited for? See, that's the thing, right? Don't be so, negative on yourself. You don't need to be suited for anything. It's just a tool. It's like, so I'm not suited for fork and knives. I'm suited more for the spoon. You're going to use the spoon for the rest of your life? Come on, learn things. Be open to learn. Be open for greatness. Be open to be better. That's what you need to be suited for. Are you suited to live a happier life? Yes. Right? If you want to do it, you desire to do it, and you intend to do it, you will be able to do this. Okay? QiMen is just a knowledge. Some people will find it a little bit harder to learn, but because they have the blockage. But if you undo the blockage, it's easier for you to learn. Okay? So there's no such thing as a suitable parter to learn QiMen or suitable parter to learn something. Okay? It's a question of whether you are open to something or not open to something. No, you don't need to be open to QiMen. You just need to be open to a better life. Are you open to be a better life? If the answer is yes, then this is the tool for it. Okay? If you're open to fixing all the insecurities that you have in your life, then this is the tool for it. If you're open to actually improving your financial standing, then this is the tool for it. If you're open to better relationships, then this is the tool for it. If you're not open to any of those things, then nothing is suitable for you. Okay? All right, so keep the questions coming. I will do my best to answer as much as possible. Can you get the instructors to talk about it? All right, so I'm going to get on stage now. All right, thanks. Okay, so we're going to talk about activating our superpowers, activating your superpowers. Are the slides, all my slides ready?
I think we need a couple more minutes.
Are you guys, yeah. Raymond, is it all ready? Okay. Jaden?
Can we roll it to the video first?
All right, okay. So while we are setting this up, all right, okay. What I'll do is, why don't we play one of the videos, lessons that I've curated earlier on that talk about the transformation. Yeah. All right, I think this is quite an interesting one that we have This is the one that talks. Which one is this?
Well, this is about making 300,000
All right.
US.
300,000 in an online business launch. I think that would be cool, right? Would you want to learn something new? All right, guys. Okay, I tell you what, just give me a couple of minutes. I'm going to get these slides ready. And during this time, take notes on this particular lesson, because what you're going to learn this lesson, I'm going to play this short video, and then I'm going to start doing my recording, but you'll learn something, okay? Watch this right now. Success is measured by how you define success, okay? It's not the amount of money. Agreed? Yeah, for some people, they just starting their business, to them, they feel successful already, right? For some people, if they don't make $1 million a month, they don't feel happy at all, yeah? So it depends on how you define it. So today, you're going to see a whole range of different spectrum of wealth, okay? So let's start off with our Vladimir. Maybe tell us where you're from and how you got started. Actually, I know Vladimir for a long time already, yeah? But you guys are new to him. And obviously, you know he's not from Malaysia, yeah? And some of you guys are worried, right? Oh, I don't know whether I can learn this. He's not Chinese, and he can learn this, okay? Tell us.
Maybe next life.
Maybe next life, or maybe your past life, huh?
Yeah, maybe past life. This how it started many years ago. I was a kid and was a few years in the orphanage house, and then I went to the university, and then
In Ukraine.
Yeah, in Kiev. And then somehow I reached that stage of my life when I had no money at all and no place to stay in, and was living on the train station for a while. So basically, I was stealing some bread to survive, but no more than that.
Okay.
And life was going on until I had a few of small businesses until in 2000. Actually, I know you since 2003, right? So how many? Like 15 years.
15 years ago.
Yeah, 15 years.
Yeah.
It's a long
time. Yeah.
long time. So in 2004, I had no business anymore because of some government regulation, and I have a little bit of money left. And I decided to go to Fun Soi Model 4 here to Malaysia, but I was short like 500 USD. And 2 days before, I got a client for Feng Shui consult, and she paid me exactly 500 USD for the consult. So I went. So basically, I put all money on the table. Let's see how it works, and it changed my life forever. And next turning point was in 2000, something like 9 or 10. I heard from you, if you practice Chinese metaphysics, if you are not a millionaire yet, so either you don't apply this stuff, or you don't know the art.
Yeah.
So it was a challenge. Actually, I'm like, as you always say, we are almost all are artists. So I'm author of a couple of books of poems, so I was not really interested in money until a certain point of time. But this was like a challenge, not because I want stuff, I want houses and stuff like that, but like a game, like a soccer game. If you play well, you can win like 0-1.
Yes.
Or 1-0.
So it's like a point system that
Yeah.
we measure our success. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to win 5-0 is more exciting.
Yes. 5-0 is more exciting.
Yeah,
than-
it's more exciting. So it was kind of challenging, and I implemented that, and
That was 2008.
maybe 9.
8 and 9. Okay.
And since then, I multiplied. A few years, I multiplied. It was 10x each and every year.
Wow.
Until I reached 1 million plus per year.
Very good. Excellent.
Thank you.
And this is in US dollars.
Yeah, of
in
course.
US dollars, yeah? And this is starting from living in a train station
Yeah.
to millionaire. That was in 2009. And today you have used QiMen Tree Victory, it says here, for 100,000 monthly to 200,000 monthly. You want to share some of that? Do you want to learn that technique?
Actually, I'm doing internet launches probably since 2009. It was the first one. And since then, I don't know. I implement, as soon as I heard about QiMen, I implement QiMen for internet launches in different way to pick up days. Style like there is certain process from internet launches like pre-launch days, actual card
Pre-launch,
opening.
yeah, card open,
Yeah.
card close.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I choose days like for pre-launch stage like QiMen days around raise door to be friendly with people, to win trust, you know. And then to announce card opening, not for card opening itself, but announce card opening, like an open door with a good star, like birth going to the cave or returning dragon, whatever.
Okay.
And then
We will talk about this later today, yeah? What he just mentioned is open door, bird fall into cave formation. Those are called special formations on specific dates. Okay, now everyone uses QiMen differently. Everybody, you guys will use QiMen differently, okay? So this is for internet launches that he's using for, okay?
and for the actual card opening, it's a palace with a live door with good constellation.
Live door with good constellations. Take note, yeah? Those are special formations.
So what I'm trying to say, we have used QiMen for launches for years. So we have documented numbers like figures, you know, and graphics. And this year we decided to implement 5 stars victory technique. Actually, I even did not use it for each and every step. We had like 2 launches. For first one, I used 3 victories for first announcement.
Right.
And it was the day for actual card opening was randomly picked up. We did not even use QiMen because we were shortage in time. And how to explain that? The whole story I would call compound interest on Chinese metaphysics.
Right, compound interest. That's a good one.
Yeah, because actually there was one launch and there is another one.
Oh, back-to-back launch.
Back to,
Okay.
They were kind of
Overlap, yeah.
in time.
Okay.
And for the second one, I used, how do you call that? 5 battalions technique.
5 battalions, okay.
Yeah.
5 battalions, you guys got it in QiMen Academy Module 11, I think, yeah? Okay.
And we used 3 victories as well for actual card opening. So the first launch, the announcement was like 12th of October.
Last year.
Last year, yeah. And actual card opening at the end of October 17 or 19, not 17, like 27 or 28.
Right.
And the second launch was in November and with actual card opening on the 27th of November.
Right.
And basically all money are done in November. And the best November ever happens in my history, in history of this business, was like X, like around 100,000 USD.
100,000 USD, okay.
Yeah, for these launches. And this month we did like, we doubled this money.
200,000.
Yeah. We did not even implement a QiMen for each and every step.
Just the main points.
Main points.
Yeah. That's good, very good. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. See, now you learn a new way to apply QiMen. All right, you guys are ready with the slides?
Yeah, we're ready.
Camera? Okay. So the guys who are watching behind the scene continue to post in the questions. We're going to start right now. Okay. Hey guys, Joey up here, and welcome to the next lesson in the QiMen. Let's do that again. I need my fucking coffee. Give me my coffee. Okay, there you go. Thank you, thank you. All right, ready? Hey guys, Joey Yap here. Welcome to the QiMen Academy. Hey, can you stop moving my slides, Jack?
Okay, sorry.
You're distracting me here. All right, I need back the slides here. Please don't move it. Don't touch it anymore. Okay, guys, get ready, get ready. Come on, stop moving this, please. Really, really stop moving it. You're still moving it. Can you not touch it anymore? Okay, good. Hey everyone, this is Joey Yap here, and welcome to another lesson in the QiMen Divinity program. Today, we're going to talk about activating your superpowers. Now, this might sound a little bit far-fetched for a lot of people, but here's the thing. A lot of us have some inner potential, inner energy, and sometimes at some point in our lives, unknowingly or unconsciously, we're able to release that energy and do something that even we surprise ourselves. Now, the thing about QiMen is it's an age-old study that has studied the human mind, the spiritual mind, and have timed all these cyclical events, matter, space, and energy and intention. And they found out that actually, if you follow a cyclical pattern and perform a certain activity with intention in a certain period of time, you're able to momentarily activate your superhuman or superpowers. Okay, so what I did was I did some research and mapped out some of these things that are more commonly used or more practical in our daily lives, and hopefully with this, you apply this into your daily lives, it makes a huge transformation, okay? So now, what sort of superhuman abilities? Think about this way, right? People who do well in their lives are, for example, they can read a lot and understand a lot and they study a lot. So they got to have some form of super learning ability. Imagine you learn something and you're able to understand something and apply it in your lives effectively. Application of that knowledge becomes true power, right? A lot of people just go by unaware of stuff that's going on in their lives and unable to learn things. If you can't learn, you can't grow. Think about it this way, right? If you were to ask successful people, how would they spell growth in their life? True growth. They will spell it as L-E-A-R-N, learn. And that's the true thing, right? Everything that you want right now, somebody else in this world already have it. So the question is, how do you learn it? Well, one of the abilities is if you can learn things faster than other people, you will be ahead of the game, right? You will be able to get what you want. So I want to show you how you could, time yourself at the right time, and then you do this learning, and then you can activate that ability to learn very quickly. So if you're going to attend a seminar or attend a course or learn something, you could use this to your benefit. Okay, so if you wanted to use, like how we as an author does things or get creativity, write a course or do stuff, well, this could be one of those things. This is a sample of one of the things. So how do you actually do that, right? Are there any other things that you could do? How about courage? Do you need courage? Well, a lot of times it's this. People always say this, right? You need what to make more money? Come on, say it out with me right now. You need money to make money? Well, that's what people say, but it's not true. You really need courage to make money, not money, okay? Everything begins with courage. Taking on a career, learning a new skill, right? Starting a business, for example, doing something new, even approaching the girl of your dreams requires courage. If you don't have that one step courage above other people, then you're not going to, win the competition and be able to, get what you want in life. So I think one of the secret ingredients to a lot of your, results or successful results in life is courage. Think about it. Your own successes so far in your life, isn't it traceable back to the point where you actually found enough courage to take the step forward? Well, that's the thing, right? The real difference between the A players and the B players in life, right? A players are the one who's making it, B players just gets by. Well, the difference is courage. B players don't have courage. A players have courage. So if you can activate that courage, then you will be able to step up and move forward, whereas those who don't will stay where they are and then they get stuck. All right, staying where you are, not moving forward, is called being stuck, right? So that's one of the things that we can talk about. And I think one of the things that I will focus on today is also about attraction. A lot of times people feel unattractive, right? So they even though they are not fat, but they feel fat. they feel that they don't blend in, they feel that, somehow the culture is against them, society is against them, and then they have to hashtag Me Too all the time, right? But really, what if you could just improve or enhance that attraction a little bit more, where people actually want to give you some attention, where people actually want to, look at you and feel that, they want to communicate with you. There's a point where, even in your life, right, at some point, you felt like you're the star of the room. So how do you do that? Well, you can time it and you can do something, and that actually increases that ability of yours. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about that as well. So there are more to this. So as we move along, I'm going to show you some of these features. Wow. Firstly, okay, how do we get started here? Now, this chart, remember how to get this chart? This is important. You need to be able to plot your QiMen Destiny chart. Now, the nature of this program requires you to already know some aspects of QiMen. Okay, so knowing, if you have background in the QiMen Academy, that's great, because then you can, this is like an add-on information. If you don't have that at some point, I do recommend that you take up QiMen Academy and learn that, because then you understand more about what these palaces mean. Because in your Destiny, QiMen Destiny printout, there are sectors where there are palaces, the names of the palaces, okay? And so I'm not going to repeat a lesson that's already been taught before, so you got to have some knowledge on that. If don't, then just take it as an add-on, okay? Sometimes people say, oh, if I don't have this, I can't learn something else, right? That's a limitation you just created for yourself, right? A lot of times you can learn it and then relearn something or add on something later on. A lot of things you can reduce that limit yourself, okay? So, what happens is we're going to talk about are these little boxes that are labeled. Okay, now you will notice that not all 8 boxes are labeled, because that's just how it works in QiMen. These boxes represent certain aspects of your life. If you look at the full QiMen chart, QiMen Destiny chart, there are more than just 8 boxes. There are 16 to 20 palaces in the QiMen Destiny chart, okay, but we just label some of them that are more commonly used, and we're going to use them right now, okay. So here are the ones that I picked up out of the 16 common palaces that we have in QiMen Dunja, okay. So again, for those of you who are possibly don't have the QiMen Academy background, then just so you know, in the QiMen practice, in the QiMen metaphysical science, QiMen is divided into forecasting, destiny, strategic execution, feng shui, oracle, warcraft, and so forth. There are different branches of the QiMen. They're all centered around the same principles, but their application is different. I want you to see this as if you're looking at a phone. Most of us have an iPhone at some point in our lives, or an Android phone, and you use what we call an operating system, right? Like the iOS, for example. And inside the iOS, you have apps, right? You upload an app, and then you use the app to do certain functions, like the calendar app, for example, or Waze, or you use the maps, or most of us use WeChat, or we use WhatsApp. Those are apps, right? So one of the apps of QiMen is called QiMen Destiny, where it maps out your various aspects of your life. Now, inside QiMen Destiny, the system of QiMen Destiny itself, by the way, I termed this, anyone who uses this term has, my trainings at some point in their lives, okay? I termed it QiMen Forecasting, I've termed it QiMen Destiny, I've termed it QiMen Feng Shui. Originally, when this system was created, there's only QiMen Dunja. There wasn't QiMen Feng Shui, there wasn't QiMen Forecasting, everything is just one. The reason I branched it out to different categories is because I wanted it to be an easier way for people to learn, and also recognizable as my students, okay? So anyone out there today, in the last, I don't know, the time of teaching this, there's been so many years, there's thousands and thousands of students who are now using this terminology. They're all brothers and sisters of the same school right now, okay? Just so you know, okay, I'm the person who created this thing, all right? So I'm going to tell you right now, within the QiMen Destiny system itself, there are more mini apps, all right? It's like how you purchase an app, and inside the app there's an add-on, right? So these are the add-ons, right, in that app on your phone. So right now you have the QiMen Destiny, career, wealth, health, family, relationship, knowledge, and property palaces. A palace is where, if you look at your chart, it's one whole section. A palace is one whole section. As you can see here now, each one of these is labeled. And inside here, I know it's a little bit difficult to see on the screen, but it's labeled. When you have your printout, you'll be able to see that. And all these are the components of a palace, okay? Now, what are we going to do right now is, in order to activate, right? You want to activate your superpowers, you need to put certain special formations of QiMen, okay? Now, how do you put special formations of QiMen? We're going to put special formations that is created by other configurations of the heaven, earth, man spirit chart, these 4 components, into these palaces. And when you have when I say put, I don't mean physically put, because this is a time-based chart, so you just wait for the time, okay? So you can wait for year, month, day, and hour. You wait for the specific time where the components configure. So when in layman's language, it means when the stars align, when they align, and they will activate certain components that is within the purview or the governance of that specific palace. And then if you perform the right activity at that time, you then trigger that superpower, okay? So it's all a question of doing what? Matching the time where the formation lands or arrives at the palace. That's the whole secret. Now, so the question is, you need to know what structures to use, because in QiMen, there are hundreds, in fact, there are 200 over special formations, okay? Just the 100 formations alone that are created by the 10 stems. You know, heaven, earth, man, spirit, there are 4 layers, and there are 10 stems, right? So these 10 can appear above and below in 10 different configurations. That alone creates 100 formation, okay? So the 100 formations give you specific meaning and outcomes and special abilities, right? So that's one. And then there's so many other types of, make sure you cut that out. There's so many other types of special formations that has special abilities and functions, and if you wait for that to arrive on your palace, it can trigger or activate a component, okay? So this is what we call synergy. What's synergy, okay? Synergy is this: 1 + 1 = 10. That means by collective power of 2 things, it's much more than the original, okay? So it's not 1 + 1 = 2, it's 1 + 1 = 10. That's what synergy is. So when you put these things, okay, these things are called formations, and they are special configurations of QiMen stems plus doors. Some are with the deities, some with the stars. So you put these all together, they form special powers, okay? But these special powers are not enough if you just have them appear in a chart. You need to have these guys, any one of these guys, appear in one of these palaces, plus you doing the right activity, then you activate a superpower, okay? So basically, it is you plus the star alignment plus the action, okay? So you gotta do something. I mean, if you just stand there like, okay, download shit, it doesn't happen that way. You actually do something, okay? So the question is, how do you get this stuff, right? This takes a long time to calculate, if you do it by hand, of course. And then to put it into the right palace, it takes a lot of time even to search for it. But not to worry, I've got a shortcut for you. We'll talk about the shortcut later. I'm going to show you what it means first, okay? So now, for every palace here, it will govern a specific aspect that we want to activate. I'm going to give you one aspect to make it easy. Some will say, no, just give us more. Now listen, more doesn't necessarily mean better. Sometimes more means more confusing, okay? And here's the thing, the enemy of all execution and all activities in life, all action, is complexity. The more complex you make something, the more you won't use it, okay? So we're gonna make it easy so that you will be able to apply it. Some people say, no, I want to complicate it. That's why you see a lot of professors and the smart people, they don't do anything with their lives because it's too complicated, right? Make it simple and you will use it. When you use it, you get results. When you get the results, you will be able to become better, and that's the whole idea of learning QiMen. Okay, so this Destiny Palace has a lot to do with your overall courage, okay? When we are talking about, the first step is, you know, how do you get more courage in life? To get more, first you want more, right? To be more, you got to want more, okay? In order for you to be more and want more, you first have to have the courage to take that step, okay? Just imagine now, you and your girlfriend or boyfriend, before he or she becomes your partner, you got to have the courage to say, yes, I'm going to move forward with this, okay? Or if this relationship is pissing you off and creating problems, why are you stuck in that problem? Because you don't have the courage to say no, okay? Don't you think courage is the thing? It takes courage to be richer, all right? And if you're stuck at where you are right now, it's very likely you don't have the courage to step up, all right? Learning something new, for example, right? You're going to, let's say, learn an MBA. To learn an MBA, it takes courage to say, yes, I'm going to take on a challenge, right? To take somebody say, yeah, I want to get paid more, but I don't want to take on the new responsibility in my work. You know, if that means you don't have courage to take on more, and how are you going to get more, right? So courage is important. To have kids requires courage. To take care of kids, it requires courage, right? You can't just give birth to one and say, all right, I'm just going to let it be and see what happens, right? Starting a business, some people do this, right? I hear a lot of people who are entrepreneurial, but they're not entrepreneurs. You know what they do? They keep starting businesses, hoping that one will win. It's like basically saying, I'm going to have more kids because the first one didn't make it. I'm going to have a second kid. Maybe the second kid will be a success to me. No, you got to spend time to nurture one, and that requires courage, okay? All change requires courage. So destiny, in many ways, can give you that courage if you will just alter and activate the super powers of courage, and then you take the next step during that time. That should give you that the boost that you need. So I will tell you the formation that is necessary to put in there. Okay, so if you're talking about courage, you need to put this guy here, the green dragon formation. Now there are different levels. I'm not going to talk about different levels at this point in time. I'm just talking about the green dragon. You're going to put this inside the destiny palace. I'll show you how you do that shortly. But this is what it needs. The moment you have green dragon entering the destiny, that specific day, that moment in time, is when you can take the step. You will find the courage if you so summon it. You got to summon this, right? You can't just say, right, all right, I'm suddenly courageous, right? You got to actually ask for it. Now, how do you ask for it? You may say, I don't know about you, but when I grow up at the time, there was a very interesting cartoon that I like to watch, and it's played on every Sunday, and that's called QiMen and the Masters of the Universe. I don't know if you guys have watched it before. All right, if you have watched it before, then you know. How does the main character, Adam, summon the powers of Grayskull and become He-Man? He called for it, right? So you got to call upon, you don't have to shout out like He-Man, right? But you need to internally say, all right, I'm calling upon the courage, and I want to activate that superhuman ability, okay? It's superhuman because others are not courageous. And you're the courageous one, you will do what others cannot do. And when you can do what others cannot do, you are seen as a superhuman, okay? So that is one thing. But which green dragon, I will tell you later. I'm just giving you the background so that you know, okay? Now, I think the second thing is for people to, in career, right? In career, not everything in life is smooth sailing. Would you agree? Not everything that you want to get can be attained instantaneously, although that is what we wish to achieve, but it's not attained instantaneously. We will, for sure, meet a lot of problems, obstacles, challenges, haters, naysayers, assholes, and bitches in our lives that is going to push us down in our career, okay? You want to start a business, there'll be people who say you can't do it, and they will do whatever it takes to keep you where they are. And some of these, sadly, are our friends, all right, our close ones, because to them, they're trying to do you a favor by telling you you will not be able to make it because you don't look like someone who can make it, or if you're successful, then you sort of alienate them, okay? So there are people like that, and sadly, some of these people might be your family members as well, okay? Unknowingly, unbeknownst to them, they are like that, okay? So you got to have a lot of resilience. You got to activate the power of resilience and say no to this. Okay, it's not every time you say yes to opportunities, but you must say no to blockages and problems that pull you down. Okay, there are a lot of distractions. There are a lot of obstacles. There are huge numbers of naysayers out there, and you don't want these naysayers to be part of your life. Okay, so how do you do that? How do you activate resilience? So in your career palace is generally you need resilience in career in order to succeed. Just because you have courage doesn't mean you can you will continue. Without resilience, without the ability to pull through, you're going to have a big problem. So there's a thing called terrestrial force. This is part of the 9 forces in QiMen. Once you put terrestrial force into your career palace, you're going to stimulate and activate resilience that nobody else has, where you have so many naysayers and everything that they say will just be blocked out, and you know that you need to move forward despite your so-called loving naysayers that are out there, okay? So this is important part, I think, for resilience to be activated. So you want to look at your chart where the career palace is, okay? So it's not that difficult to find where the career palace is, because if you're using the QiMen Explorer, it actually plots out where your career palace is. So while I'm teaching you this program right now, of course, you can click on the pause button, and then you're going to take your chart out and start looking at these. Now, not to worry what you have inside the career palace for now, because we're going to look for a specific time. I know you're thinking right now, should I use the year, the month, the date? I'll tell you when, okay? And I'll tell you how to do it shortly. But for now, I'll give you the big picture of what is necessary to be done and why are you doing it, okay? If I don't tell you the why and what, doing it wouldn't make sense to you, okay? Learning the technicalities is the least of your challenges. Many people are focused on the technicalities. The process of getting to the end is not the thing that you want. The results is what you want, okay? So that will be the resilience that you need, and if you have that, your chances of success is super high, because there will be no fall that is permanent. You'll be able to get up, and especially people in politics, because this is originally designed for people who want power. Remember, those of you who've done QiMen, you know that QiMen is originally a system of warcraft for people who are in politics to win war. And in the war, there is the battle that is in the court where they need to get to the top. And you know how many people backstab you, frame you, give you lawsuits and stuff and whatever stuff. In old days, there's no lawsuits. This is going to sabotage and ambush and kill you, right? Today, they have all these people who frame you and make you blame you for things that you didn't even do, okay? So you need resilience. So activate that, and you will be able to pull through. That is so important. So that's a superpower, I think. It's important. And I would think inner peace is another superpower that we need, okay? Now, what am I telling you now? I'm going to show you a few examples later on how to do that, put that in. Of course, I won't go through every single one of these because there's a shortcut to it later on, but I think you get the gist of this, okay? So inner peace is important, okay? What is inner peace? I think that if you have money or you have a certain amount of wealth, it gives you inner peace, correct? And wealth is all about control. Now you say, no, wealth is not about control. I think wealth is about the ability to have inner peace, to be able to know for sure that your future is okay, that the people that you love are all right. I think that's the whole reason why you want to be wealthy, okay? Some people equate wealth with power, right? Oh, I want to just dominate something, all right? That too, okay? But I think the true wealth is when you are no longer subject to, what other people want you to do. You have true freedom, okay? So and true freedom gives you inner peace, because you are able to do what you want to do whenever you want to do it, and whenever you feel like it, with whoever you want, and I think that gives you a lot of peace, correct? So that's why inner peace has something to do with the wealth palace, and wealth palace has a lot to do with, now for those who are studying technical parts, you know why that certain palaces with the structure of your chart is called the wealth palace, because the life door is there, right? So now you know. So what do we want that to have, how do you want that special function to be activated? Well, you got to time a specific formation called flying bird fall into cave, and you want that to fall into your wealth palace, not your other palaces. The wealth palace is where it should be, okay? So the flying bird formation, as you will learn shortly, is where things just fall into its place, where everything that should happen, that does happen, in a way that is positively designed so that you become more, to achieve what you want, or desirable, okay? So we call it auspicious. Auspicious means it happens for good reason and to your favor, okay? Even though you don't know that it is happening to your favor. So that's why this formation is one of the best things in QiMen, where you put this. You see, you don't just want the formation. If you've done QiMen Academy, this is a great add-on, because in QiMen Academy, you learn that this is one of the 3 precious but you learn that for strategic execution purposes. Right now, you're putting this for destiny purposes. You want to activate a superpower because the wealth is already in your chart. And if you put that in, you get inner peace because you now know that things fall into place for good reason. And at the end of the day, it puts you back in control. See what I mean? If you're in control of your health, you're in control of, in a positive way about the relationship, you're directing it to become better. You're in control of your finances. You're in control of the outcome, right, in a positive way. Then think you have inner peace, okay? So that is, I think, extremely important. Now, I know you're excited and find out, so how do I do it? How do I will tell you shortly, okay? First, you're going to learn the lesson, what it is. You're learning what and why you're doing right now. You're learning the what and the why. If you know the what and why, it's much easier to get the how. The how is irrelevant. I'll get you, it's so easy, it's a click of a button. Literally, it's a click of a button, and you can get there. And even if you don't know how to click the button, you can search for it manually, and you can still find it, okay? For me, growth is spelled as L-E-A-R-N. Learn. Everything that you want to do and you want to be better requires you to first acquire the skills and the specific knowledge. So if you can't learn, you cannot grow. You know, I think you've heard of this age-old saying, leaders are readers. So they do read, and they read a book a week. So how many books do you read a week? Some of you say, no, I don't want to read a book in a year, right? Now, the thing is this, if you're not going to read, you're not going to have new knowledge. If you're not going to have new knowledge, you're not going to be able to do things that are new. And so you're stuck with the same old, hoping that things will change. So the question is, some say, yeah, I want to learn, but I just can't remember the shit that I read in those books, right? So what do I do? Well, you can activate super learning. So with the ability of super learning, you'll be able to decipher complex information, understand the gist of what books say to you, and be able to apply, more importantly, apply the knowledge. If you learn something but don't apply it, then this is just a bunch of information that are useless to you. It's like how we surf, you know, Facebook, scrolling down, clicking on the refresh button the whole day, and then nothing really happens at the end of the day, okay? Then you learn something, but the something is not useful. But you activate super learning, you'll be able to look at information from a different perspective. You'll be able to pick up the skills from looking at what other people do, what other people write, make it apply into your life, okay? So this is an important aspect of, you know, all of us who wants to become better. You can learn to become a better spouse. You can learn to influence your spouse because, you know, can you just do QiMen on the spouse so that she just obey me all the time, right? That doesn't happen. But you can activate super learning to learn how to become someone that's influential. How do you become someone that demands or commands more respect, okay? So even in your business grows as a result of you learning new skills and new ways to innovate and new ways to serve your market. Think about that, okay? Your business cannot grow just so you're doing the same old. The economy is not going to be good forever. The economy goes bad. Winter is coming. Everyone knows that. But the problem is, yeah, so what do I do, right? Well, you learn. That's the thing. When you learn, you know that even in bad economic times, you will be able to make money because you learn how. You learn how to do that. You learn the strategies to overcome the difficulties. So the question is, can we activate and 10 times the learning? The answer is yes, you can do that by knowing how to activate your knowledge palace, activating it as super learning. How do you do that? You need to put the right structure into this box. And the right structure is mortal force. Mortal force, as you will learn very shortly, it's a special formation of the QiMen chart. And once you apply this into your knowledge box, it activates super learning. So at that period of time, you momentarily trigger the ability to learn, okay? So learn quickly. Now, not just learn as in watching YouTube the whole day and suddenly you become a genius. No, you learn something that is useful for your future. That, I think, is considered super learning, okay? And I think this is a superhuman feat because most people, if you look out there, don't learn much. Most people don't. They come to a certain level and they just stop learning, right? And some, even worse, is they stop. After college, they stop. They don't want to learn. And what do? They spend a lot of time watching YouTube, yes. They get inspired for a short period of time of some fitness trainer somewhere doing some push-ups. But in reality, they learn nothing. But in order to learn something, that something has to add on to the quality of your life in the future, in relationships. And here's the thing. Be able to tell the useful stuff from the useless stuff. That's also part of learning, okay? Because you read 10 books, not all 10 books are useful. Only the gist of some of these parts and be able to come up with the conclusion, that's what we want, okay? That's super learning. So it's not just memory, but wisdom that we are looking for. So we got to put the mortal force, which obviously has the ability about, enhancing the something like the genetic code or the human gene. It's like biohacking your brain, and then you put it into your knowledge palace, and that's how you can move forward with that. Okay, so it's extremely useful, and of course you can use this to activate learning for your QiMen, and now you can learn more from other people's examples and skills and all that. And you watch this very lesson the second time after activating this. Guess what? You will be now very be able to use the information for much useful outcome. Okay, that's super learning. So how about attraction? We talked about attraction earlier on, right? So in Feng Shui, we have things like the peach blossom. Obviously, is to momentarily activate attraction. Now, can you do that with QiMen? Well, the answer is yes, okay? I think you don't just use this, on a QiMen perspective, you don't just use this to go and attract love or someone to fall in love with you and then just have a one-night stand with someone. That's totally wrong way to do that, although some evil people might do that. But what you want to do is, I think you are trying to at least gain attention, okay? Right now, as I'm producing this video, we are in the attention economy. You know that? The attention economy. Whoever controls the vast majority of attention in any industry and field controls the entire revenue and economy of that entire industry or that field that they're in, okay? So gaining and commanding attention is everything about social media right now, and also about your personal ability to brand and ability to become the thought, the pioneer, okay? You got to be the one that pioneers a certain thought, the one who is able to attract, the momentum, right, or movement in the entire field. So becoming attractive, it's important, right? So this is the super attraction technique that you can use to temporarily boost that up, and then you perform your speech, your whatever thing you want to do at that time. That gives you that momentum, that edge over other people. So truly, there's a relationship palace. Most people think that this is just about the spouse and all that, right? About your boyfriend and girlfriend. Now, if you study technical QiMen, you know that the relationship palace is actually created because of the original 6 harmony in your destiny palace, okay? That's why it's called a relationship palace. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put in a specific formation known as the Jade Maiden, okay? This Jade Maiden, we're going to put it into the relationship palace to activate your super attraction ability, okay? Once you activate super attraction, then that moment in time, almost everyone is paying attention to you, okay? So I want you to see it this way, right? What do you need attention? People say, why do you need attention? Well, just imagine this now. You have a product to sell, right? Whatever, or a service to sell. And you are just going to talk to just 3 people, right? 3 people, and then you're trying to talk to them, and yeah, you should buy my air cooler is the greatest thing ever, or you buy this car is the greatest thing ever. You only have 3 possibilities of selling, and you need 30% success rate in order to close one of them, okay? But what if you do the same pitch to a stadium of people that has 20,000 people right now, okay, or even 2,000 people right now? Would you say the same thing? If there are 20,000 people, let's say you say the same thing, and with the closing rate of even just 5%, right, how much sales would you have? That's exactly the thing. Now, don't just apply to selling a car or selling a house or selling something. Apply to you trying to look for a boyfriend or a girlfriend. If your pool of people is just 5%, obviously it's difficult to find someone. But if you activate this, your pool might be 100%. And even if you have a closing rate of 1%, one person will fall in love with you, okay? So you see what I mean? You got to be able to do that. The problem is people don't increase their market share, right? So in relationships, if you're single, that's the thing. Now you may say, no, I'm married. I'm happily married. I don't need this. Well, then don't use it for that perspective, okay? Use it for other things. You have to work, right? You also want to be able to reach out to more people you want to impact. Let's say you have a very important message to change the world. You have a very important message to change the world, but only 3 people listen to you. Then your message is not going to create any impact. But if 2,000 people listen to you because you are able to attract their attention, then your possibility of a message changing the world is higher. If you have a special medical formula that can cure a certain type of illness, and only 3 people listen to you, you're going to have a big problem. So you got to be able to activate, your so-called attraction ability. The super attraction is that your mutant power that can draw people into you. Back in ancient days, this technique, there's a name for it, okay? This technique is called seduction in the old days, okay? You may think, this is something new. It's not something new. Cleopatra used this before, back in ancient days. Of course, I don't think she knew QiMen, but the coincidence of being able to be in the right place, right time to attract somebody is there. So the moment you're able to control their hearts and attention, you basically control an empire. Empress Dowager Cixi did that, and a lot of back in ancient days where women are not physically as strong as men, but they can control an empire, they do that, okay? So I'm not saying they know QiMen, but the gist of it is about ability to control that attention. And that technique in those days is called seduction, but people don't like that name, right? How can you seduce people, right? You're a guy and you seduce no one. All right, fine. Just call it attraction, okay? So that's a superhuman ability. Now, the other thing is healing, okay? I think healing is important. We all will fall sick at some point, okay? All of us at some point are maybe ill. And everyone takes medication or some form to get better. Some meditate, some use energy healing. What I can tell you now is a technique to heal faster. I'm not saying that it's the cure to your existing problem, but it makes you heal faster. It speeds up the process, okay? To do this, you need to activate super healing, okay? Super healing first happens when you identify the health palace, okay? So you identify where the health palace is, and then you put in this thing called the mystic force, okay? The mystic force, this one, into the health palace, and then you can trigger at that point in time, you start your medication, your energy healing. You will find that you heal faster, and if you heal faster, you can live longer, okay? So this is one of the techniques that you use, and the reason why I'll explain shortly, because there's specific formation that you can use in order to achieve that specific outcome that you want, okay? And lastly, I'm going to explain this thing called forgiveness. I think forgiveness is not in the fact that you're going to forgive all people who wrong you, but I think it's more the term forgiveness is being able to embrace something, let it go, and be able to move forward. That's why this palace involves the family palace, okay? If truly a family member or someone close to you done something wrong and you could understand it, embrace it, and move on, that's why you treat someone as family. So family is not just representing family members. It's basically now you have empathy. When you have empathy with somebody, things are different. You will start to do things for other people. You understand where they come from, and you will be able to let that go, and at the same time, you don't punish yourself anymore, okay? So you got to first be able to love yourself and be able to let yourself go from all this pain. Is no longer holding on to the hot rock, because you're holding on to the hot rock, you get burned. So you must be able to let it go. But some people don't know how. Now you have to activate that superpower to let it go, all right? Just drop it, all right? So how do you do that? Well, find the family palace and activate liberation rising into the family palace, okay? So you put liberation rising into this box, and you will be able to trigger that outcome, okay? So this is the technique that you can stimulate the outcome. So now I give you all these aspects. But the question is then, how do you do it, right? How do you actually make that happen? Now, I'm going to run through a couple of slides here on the screen, but the slides here will tell you how to get the formations. Okay, pause for a while. Jack, I think because I'm seeing here, some of the formations are not very correct on the slide. So what I'm going to do, guys, this specific second part, I need to refilm later with the right slides. Okay? Yeah.
Can you repeat that again?
Okay, I need to, because I see the slides, right, that are not very correct, like these guys here, okay, because there's missing the dates, right? So what I'm going to do is, when I'm doing the slides, this part, you would still record my voice, and I'm going to do the thing as if the slides are correct, and then the second part, I'm going to refilm it and put that into tie the two things together.
So it's an additional one.
We have to do an additional video on this, okay? Can I have a coffee?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to put
Yeah, just no need. No, just give me the coffee. Yeah. Okay, come. Okay, yeah, the questions, good. I'll answer the questions shortly, all right? So this part, just take note, I'm going to cut in a new video and I'm going to do an additional video to back this up as well, okay? Because this is getting too long. All right, ready? Continue, yeah, continuation. Remember this, I'm going to keep this space for you to add it in, okay? Okay, so now in order for us to find these formations can be found in the year, month, day, hour, minute, and originally in the destiny chart. So what we are looking at right now, okay, we are using your current destiny chart and we are going to insert a day chart formation into the destiny chart. That means we're going to look through the days and take out the specific formation that overlaps the destiny chart. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take the day charts and overlap over the destiny chart and then perform a specific activity in order to activate that superhuman ability, okay? So I'm going to run through some of these formations here. Again, you don't have to worry about how to find it because you can see that in the notes. I'll give you the notes on how to identify the structure. So if you are one of those very studious and diligent and very anal student who like to plot it by hand, you can do it by hand, or you can actually use the Explorer and just identify where it is, and it will save you time. But so I give you some background information, okay? And a lot of the formations, for those of you who are studying this lesson right now, are already discussed in the QiMen Academy, okay? Especially the advanced tier level. So if you're a student of that already, you already get all this background. So I want to skip that sort of training and then give you the actual application, which is much more better for you, okay? So here's a brief thing. So if we're talking about the three pressures that I mentioned earlier on, there's flying bird falling into a cave. The short description is called flying bird. And then Jade Maiden watching door, I call it Jade Maiden. And then there's Green Dragon returns. Green Dragon returns, I call it Green Dragon. So on a day chart, let's say, to see the formation, this is in your notes, by the way, okay? So you don't have to stress out if you don't see it here. Flying bird fall into the cave is Yang fire over Jia or Wu. At any of the palaces, then you will get a flying bird fall into cave, okay? I know some of you are probably watching this and oh shit, should I need to write this down? Why do you need to write this down? It's on your notes, okay? Just refer to your notes. So do I need to remember it? That's another question. No, you don't, because the software does it for you, okay? You just have to refer to the ready-made charts. But in case you're doing it by hand, then you'll notice that Ting fire with any of the envoy, all right, on above or below, with any of the envoy forms a Jade Maiden, and this is the most powerful formation. Green Dragon returns is Yang wood over Yang fire, or Yang earth over Yang fire, you get a Green Dragon return. Now, the meaning of all this is discussed in the QiMen Academy already, so I'm not going to spend too much time. I'm just show you where to find it, right? So this is a day chart. This is a day chart, so in a day chart, you have everything that it looks like an hour chart, right? It has all the 7-star paths on the side, right? And also there are formations. So you actually see it says here flying bird. That means this particular palace. This is the Northwest Palace, by the way. When you see flying bird fall into cave, and this happens to be your original wealth palace. Now, if it's your original wealth palace, then you will achieve inner peace because things just fall into place correctly, okay? So this is an important aspect. So you got to see what palace is it for you originally. You may say, well, so how do I know? Well, you don't know because this is the day charts and you don't have day charts and you don't need day charts. Now, you can get day charts by buying the day chart book, okay, or downloading a day chart, all right, from a PDF or something, all right? But I just want to tell you there's an easier way to do that. This is flying bird falling to north, and if north happens to be your wealth palace, then on this day you can activate your inner peace, okay, which means that things will fall into place. You do an act that's related to acquisition of asset, protecting your future, thinking about how to plan ahead. Things will just be all right for you, okay? You get that peace inside, okay? So this flying bird fall into cave, this is many formations here. And of course, okay, this here is called Green Dragon Return on a day chart, okay? This is another Green Dragon Return. okay? This is another green dragon return on the Northwest Palace. So green dragon return, if there's a green dragon return on your Destiny Palace, if it happens that your Northwest is your Destiny Palace, then you can activate Super Courage at this point in time. Which basically you summon it. You have the strength and the, summon the ability to take the step forward on this day, okay? How do you do that? Well, just imagine this. You are Adam and you want to become He-Man. You say, by the power of Grayskull. That's it. So you sort of want to do it. People need to decide which day should I start doing something that is scary for me. This is the day, okay? That's when you have the courage. Don't use this just for bungee jumping and skydiving. That's not very useful. Use this for things that, like, okay, this is the day I'm going to pull my team together and announce that I'm going to start a business, right? I'm going to announce that I'm going to make that proposal on this day, okay? I'm going to move forward. I'm going to announce the new thing. I'm going to take that step forward, make that change on this day, because Green Dragon return falls into your Destiny Palace. Now, the question is, but this doesn't look like my chart, right? Yes, because this is the day chart, okay? So there are many day charts. Now, I want to show you the Empyrean force here now. The 9 cosmic forces are the gist of QiMen, okay? In fact, there are 9, okay? But my list here shows 4, right? What, you have the 9? Okay, make sure you guys edit this, yeah? All right, okay. Now, one more time, all right, we do it. The 9 cosmic forces, these 9 forces are the gist of QiMen Dunja. In fact, they are considered superpowers. For some of you who are in my QiMen Club is an exclusive club where I meet together with my club members and we discuss cases and we talk about applications. We play games, and there was a game that we played that used a special card that uses a special power. Well, some of these cards are made up of the 9 special forces. Each force here creates a specific desired outcome, okay? And so there are 9 of it, that's why it's called Kauton, okay? 9 types of special powers, or if you would imagine, each one is an ability that you can have to overcome an enemy. That's what it is, okay? So what happens is, in QiMen, for our discussion here today, we're going to focus on these 2 forces, okay? The mortal force and the mystic force. Because we're going to put the mortal force inside the super learning, which is for the knowledge palace, and we're going to put the mystic force inside the healing palace in order to create the outcome. So here is the case, all right? So how do you get that, right? This is for those who are doing this by hand, right? So the formation of the mortal force, for those who are technically inclined, who are learning this lesson now, who wish to know about this, that it's a formation in a specific box that has yin fire on top, and one of the deities is the moon, together with the rest door. So by putting this mortal force into the knowledge palace, that creates the super learning ability, and the mystic force, once you put the mystic force together with the healing, healing palace, which is the health palace, which is this formation, Yik Wood or Ping, on top of 9 heavens, together with rest door or open, that will create the super healing ability. Now, I know at this stage you will go, how do I find this formation? Where do I get all these charts, right? Okay, so this is a technical aspect that if you want to learn this, then you need to look at the day charts. But there's also a shorter version at the end where you can actually use the QiMen Explorer and skip all this and just click on a button and get to that point. Okay, guys, all right, just one thing here, all right? Because I think there's a lot of slides here, and to save your time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to film the technical bits on my own, and I'm just going to show the ending part here. Guys, can you just take note here? I'm going to show them how to apply it using the Explorer instead of going through all the technicalities. Okay? All right, guys? All right. So what I'm going to do now is, that's the thing with filming, right? Sometimes we have this thing. So, all right, I'm going to skip all these slides and create a part 2. All right, create a part 2. We're going to film out of this live session here because a lot of people are watching back home now. So I don't want to go through all this, okay? If this is technical bits, we're going to leave it out. All right, we're going to go to this page. Where is it? Okay, here. Okay, so I'm going to jump straight here. For those of you who are watching, There's a large section there that I've taken out, which is the technical aspect of finding those specific formation and what it means and all that as an additional module. So this is how sometimes we have to create a additional module while we're doing something, okay? But not to worry, I see the questions, that's why I cut this, right? So don't worry, we will, you guys are not losing out here, this is just the technical bit, but you're gonna see how the application is, okay? I'm gonna get back on stage. Okay, just pretend our conversation didn't happen now. Rolling, continue, right? So remember guys, we have this QiMen Explorer and you're wondering, what these things are on the top. Well, what you need to do is click on the button that says Strategies, and when you click on this button on Strategies, this page comes out. Okay, this is the calendar. So what happens is, this is an example here, this is from May 2019, and you can select, let's say now, I want to put the green dragon into my Destiny Palace in the month of May 2019, okay? So this software, knowing that the Destiny Palace is already here, in fact, it knows all the palaces where it is in your original QiMen Destiny chart. So what it does is I tell the software, the Explorer, that, hey, put Green Dragon onto my Destiny, and in May, it will tell you exactly then on this day, on this day, on this day, and this day, the Green Dragon will appear for the entire day in that Destiny Palace of yours. So now this is a quick shortcut to immediately identifying, instead of trying to flip through all the day charts and trying to find when the Green Dragon will fall into that sector, you got this immediately. So it saves you a lot of time. Think of how useful this is, right? To plan which days to activate your super courage for that day to take on something that could be difficult and you need to summon the strength. That's how you do it. Now, let's look at another example here. So this is your Pathfinder. It tells you exactly your QiMen Destiny and has all the palaces written out. And in this case here, so we're going to look at this particular palace here because we're going to look at relationships to activate our attraction, right? We're going to activate our attraction. So what do we do? Well, let's just look at the month of August, for example, and we click on Jade Maiden and want to put the Jade Maiden into the relationship palace. Now, of course, you can do it for any palace, right? That is a much longer discussion, as you can see. So in this short lesson, I'll just give you a gist of it because we are going to activate super attraction, right? So put the Jade Maiden into the relationship palace, click on the search button, and there you go. The Jade Maiden will appear exactly in the palaces that has that formation for that day. Now, which palace? Relationship palace. And it's different for different people, okay? Because in this case here, the relationship palace is in the northwest. For you, because this is your unique date and time of birth, therefore in August, for you it will be here. For someone else, it will be someone in a different sector, okay? So if you want to activate super learning, for example, and this is your example, this is, your sample chart. So we want to find out where, now you don't even need to know this piece of information because the Explorer does all the hard work and heavy lifting for you. So it saves you a lot of brain damage. Me and the team went through a lot of programming, and obviously we really took on the brain damage for you. And so all you have to do is tell this software, for example, that you want to include the Mortal Force into the Knowledge Palace because you know that activates super learning. And then, then you get one specific date in that month for that activation. Now, of course, for different people, we have different outcome and different calculations. So this is unique to you. You understand that it's unique to you. And you can do that for activating resilience, activating inner peace, and you activate super healing and so forth. All you have to do is you must know, right? The software is useless to people who haven't learned the program, right? You gotta learn how to do it, and then you can activate this, and then you get the outcome, and it saves you a lot of time, okay? So I hope you have enjoyed this lesson. Play around with the Explorer and recap. Watch this lesson again to understand the components. And of course, there will be an extended lesson as well that will go through more special formations and activation for super abilities for you. So once you're ready with this is the foundation, then you can go on to the next module. I'll see you then. All right, guys. So, wow. We really ran over time with this, and apparently while teaching this, I can see the questions already coming in. That's cool. Sometimes when you're filming something, you have so much to add on, then you realize that you can't really finish it within one module. That's why we add another module. I can see Paul is asking this question here. It seems that you've got a lot more on this module. Certainly. What's going to be included in the final? Can you briefly tell us? I don't know yet. It depends on the questions here. So we have super learning, super healing, and if you include here what you guys would like to learn, because there are 200 plus formations in QiMen, 200 over formations that can serve super abilities or needs or different things. Therefore, I will try and search for that and put that in the sub-module that comes with this module, okay, the sub-lesson. So there will be an additional long lesson, maybe 2 or 3. I don't know how many yet at this point, depending on the questions. And yes, at the final cut, I will then do that, okay? But that will be based on you. You guys are participating with me here right now to create the ultimate lesson, okay? So yes. Lydia Win-Win, okay, which QiMen Palace should I use for super healing? Well, the Health Palace, right? You basically, if you just look at the Health Palace and put the right formation in there, then you will be able to do it. Can I use someone else, or it has to be a person who's seeking help? Of course, the person who's seeking the health need to activate the super healing. Why would you activate your super healing to go and improve somebody else, which is not you, okay? More questions here. Tan Wai King is saying, my Destiny Palace is south and I have the chief as my deity. Does this affect the way I use super courage? No, it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't affect you because this has nothing to do with your original guardian of destiny. This is basically activating certain ability for you on that specific day. Okay, Chan Allen or Alan Chan. This module seems very advanced. I'm in the advanced tier program. Seems like new layer of info I can use right away. Will there be notes of the actual module, like the lots of details to study? Yes, we always prepare a lot of notes to, especially based on these questions that we have. We will provide the notes, but not now, of course. Then when the final product is ready, then we're going to cut that in and we're going to write it all up and make sure all areas are covered. Okay, Tiffany Huang say, where can I submit my questions for formations? I already have your books, but I haven't read it yet. Is it in there? The questions for formations, I think it's in the coaching programs where we have later on. I'm sure you can ask them when it comes to that point. Okay, so definitely there will be an avenue for you to talk about these questions. Okay, so it's been a long session here, but here's what I want to do. We're going to now jump to a video clip of specific, what is the video clip that we have? Case study. All right, we're going to do a case study here, and you get to watch it, and then I'm going to run the bathroom quickly and come back here and prepare more materials for you. And so you want to take a lot of notes from this case study, and because later on there'll be giveaways as usual for you guys to, if you want those books, where are those fancy books that we have to give away? Can we get some here? Let's just grab the books and come. Yeah, grab the books and come. Okay, yeah. Okay, so take this. All right, so we have the 100 formations. We have date and time selection and year charts. We got QiMen Feng Shui. So we have copies here to give away. So you got to watch the video. And then after that, we're going to answer some questions on it. And you might stand a chance to win some gifts. Play.
We want to know in our business, what don't we see that is causing our business to lose money? Is that a good question? Right? What don't we see that cause our business to lose money? Because if we don't fix this, and we grow our business, we also grow the problem. And when you grow the problem and make the problem bigger, it becomes hard to solve. Do you understand what I mean? Okay, business owners will understand this, yeah? Suppose you have a faulty finance system, right? So generally, it look like your revenue is very high. How many of you experience high revenue but don't know where the cash has gone? You don't know where the cash is gone, you have a faulty financial system. So in that situation, you need to ask QiMen to forecast what don't you see that is basically draining your cash. You need to know that. And then the child will say, oh, it is because your collection has a problem. Or maybe your actual cost, you produce too many of these items that you actually don't use. Now you have it in inventory, and because you don't use it, it becomes useless for you. They actually can tell you that, you know. Now, this is changing the question. Okay? Now, if you're an employee or you're working for somebody else, this is not important for me, ma. Business make money or not? That's most ma. Okay, it's not like that. The question is, do you want to go higher? Right? Now, you may say, I don't want to go higher. Oh, thank you, B player. You're going to stay in B player for the rest of your life, yeah? If you want to go higher, then you need to know what's wrong with the business, because then you can tell your boss and work together with your boss, listen, there are two streams of income. One is your job, second is that extra 2%. That extra 2% is when you participate in the revenue stream of that business. Okay? That extra 2%, get that 2%. You get the 2%, you increase your wealth, you increase your income, it can do wonders for you. One is your job, second is the 2%. It's the second 2% that matters. Okay? See, we all know all these ways and you can actually change your trajectory of your wealth. Okay? So use QiMen to find out what can you give to solve these problems. Because every business, I promise you, guarantee a problem. It's either people problem, finance problem, systems problem. Sure, there's a problem. It cannot be most businesses looks good on the outside. They look very good on the outside, yeah? But inside is full of shit. Okay? Right? We know that we're going to fix the inside. That's the problem. So QiMen is a battle of the inside. Fix the inside, don't just fix the outside. Okay, Raymond.
Hi.
Raymond.
Morning.
Raymond.
2015, I structured a deal for friends and cousin, and we merged the company and listed somewhere. All right, and in fact, we have investment banker joining me as part of the team, and also we invited one of the super tycoon, third generation family office to invest. So we also say, okay, Tom, yeah, let's. My sideline, but you just put in significant money and effort to say, let's ride the wave, you know, it's good time in 2015. And yeah, we merged it and our money on paper 10 times. We were happy. The honeymoon for the honeymoon started when the CEOs are working part-time, honestly, having fun most of the time, right? And we thought initially it's okay because the numbers are good, the result and everything is good, and we can manage to raise funds to try to do more things. And the thing is, when things come, when crisis hit you, it hit you without you knowing, because you don't have the forecasting tool. I don't ask this kind of question those days. Sometimes the crisis can hit you indirectly. So it happened to our chairman, which is the deep pocket guy who funding our future acquisition plan, right? He is stuck in the family feud, right? There's a legal case, and they are fighting for it's $1 billion of asset, right? When he went into that thing, he told us too bad he had to do that things, and he'll be away for a while. He don't appear in the meeting. He stopped appearing in shareholder meeting, board meeting, and investors start to have doubts about us because he has his other listed company that indirectly owns us, and at the end of the day, he owns us, he's become major shareholders. So the shares price factor over there, and then it spill over on our side, and I say, okay, wait a minute, I can see the storm coming, from the far, and so at the same time, I also feel that our CEOs are all distracted. There seems to
downward
be
spiral, meaning.
Yeah, it's basically downward spiral. So yes. So with that, I say, okay, Basel is not enough for me. I need something more powerful, right? I joined QiMen. In fact, I should have joined QiMen Club. No time to waste, because crisis is coming, So So I went into the QiMen knowing nothing, you know. Today, you know, a lot of things I still, yeah, I should have done this today, I should have done this today. But nothing is best by learning while you are running, you hit the ground running, just learn, you know. You make mistakes, doesn't matter, learn, use the tools. During the QiMen Club, the best thing is we have that moments to do the 7-star path, right? You just do it, sincerely, open your mind. I did it, honestly, 3 of my wishes came true. One almost instantly on the day. I sold a property, right? And then the second one, I sold it and we just closed it because we need to have a FIC approval. I sold a property in KLCC, just sidestep a little bit because part of the wishes is, wow, it came true. Because it's so hard to sell property around KLCC with profit. I sold it with profit and I sold it to Huawei MD who is in charge of Southeast Asia. It happens to be my tenant, so I make those things, it's impossible, and then it happens to me. Okay, cool. Foreign Investment Committee approved. Wow, great, I got the money. At this time, crisis time is coming, so better do something. So anyway, back to my story, back to the business case. So I do this QiMen forecasting, and then because it involves, business is many aspects, right? This can be the market, it can be a product, it can be people, but people is honestly the hardest to manage.
Yeah,
Right.
people is the hardest to manage.
So to me,
business is easier.
that's right.
It's
To
the
me,
people.
that is the biggest uncertainties that I need to see using QiMen, right? Especially when you are in a listed company, you have multiple chief, right? So Malaysia chief, Indonesia, and then you acquire a new company in Myanmar, someone else, right? So halfway, for example, in Myanmar, we are lobbying for a license, exclusive license from the government, all right? And the chief over there say, hey, put in 200,000 US dollar. We need this now. We need to deliver to government. We want to secure the license. 1,000, right? We have to take a leap of faith. But the moment the call was not with me, the chairman and the other CEO make the call, and then they really give them the cash, and then I said, oh, late. I blow the chart. I keep quiet. So, but and then later on, I asked a question: can the company be turned around? Right? Which CEO to fire? It's to that extent. I really start looking at the options
Right.
as the board of directors, right? Because we need to take care of the minority shareholders. And true enough, the chart confirmed with me partnership, basically the harmony, right? Have Geng, right? And then we look at individual. I do use the thing. With the stamp, have a stamp. Look at individuals, the CEO.
Okay.
One, the group CEO is in the harmony. Rest door. Guess what? He's lazy. He's having good time. I mean, of course, when you cash out, you have your honeymoon.
For you guys who don't know what he's talking about, harmony represents the partnership, and next to it has a yang metal, so partnership has a problem. CEO in rest door means CEO very lazy. Rest door is resting. Or fucking around lah, basically is what it means. If you want that word. So if for a CEO of the company, it should be on an open door or a live door. Even on scenery door also, at least it behaves, right? But you put on a rest door, it means not doing anything, right? So you now know what it means. Cool? Right, so you had a bad chart, that's what it means.
Yeah, we have bad chart. So seeing that, I said, oh, yeah.
So the final thing, obviously you use all this, and you obviously achieve the deal that you wanted to in the end, and you use a lot of your forecasting because it's getting a bit technical for them already. So what would your advice be to beginners? Yeah, to beginners.
I tell you what, I was a beginner for QiMen back in 2017. Now,
But you went from beginner to advanced in like one day.
No, I think it's a quarter, it's 3 months. You force yourself in and learn. Because I have a crisis, I see the storm, I need to ride it out, right? So I have no time to waste. I jump in, I do it. But one thing important is you have to have faith in the chart.
Right.
Because at one point,
But I see you actually do a lot of practice, despite you being a very cool and all that. But I see you, wow, all this thing you actually keep, and you actually do your homework.
yeah, I did, man.
Right.
All right, thank you.
Welcome back, guys. I hope you have enjoyed that video, and right now we're going to go through a quick quiz on what we have watched early on. And as you know, I've filmed the Activating Your Superpowers earlier on, and we have, it seems that this is like one of the most interesting modules because we have so many questions here. So I'm going to test you a little bit on your understanding, and don't worry, the quiz is easy. I want you to participate, and here's something that I think is very valuable for you to gain more understanding about QiMen. So this book is about the 100 formations. What is the 100 formation? Well, you know, the formations are done by the 10 stems. So like, for example, you get Yi over Yin Earth, then you get a Noble enters Mist formation, right? And you, for example, you get Yang Fire over Yang Water. It's called the Fire enters Heavenly Web. These are formations, and each one, what does it mean? In what type of doors and all the effects. Okay, so this is a great book to have as a tool to for you. Is this for research purposes? You don't need to memorize all the stuff inside the QiMen formations. Okay, so now you guys ready? Okay, if you guys are ready, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you a question. I'll give you 3 options, and you just have to type in which one is the answer. Okay, ready? First question, all right? First question gets this book, which QiMen formation should I use for super healing? Don't put the answer yet, let me tell you. Okay, you have a choice of A, B, and C. A, the Earth Net. B, Dragon Escape. C, Mystic Force. Type in your answer inside the chat section right now, and I will select one of them to win this prize. Okay, tell me the answer. Tell me the answer. Okay, I'm not saying it, just tell me the answer. Is it A, B, or C? Type it in right now. Okay.
Yeah, flashed up the winner's name.
All right, flash out the winners. Rowena Mitchell. Rowena Mitchell, you won yourself a QiMen Divinity 100 Formations book. Okay, Jaden, where's Jaden? Yeah. All right, Jaden, please make sure that Rowena gets this book. All right, so I'm going to give another copy. Okay, we have 3 copies to give away. So are you guys ready? All right, those who just won, like you have just won, Rowena, so you don't have to participate the second time. It's the same book, right? So, ready? The second question is, which QiMen formation should I use in the family box to stimulate forgiveness or to activate forgiveness? A, Conquer Envoy. B, Prudence Rising. And C, Liberation Rising. Is it A, B, or C? Which is the answer? Type it in right now in the chat section right now. All right, guys, monitor the thing coming in. Which is the answer, A, B, or C? Choose one. Okay, all right, good. Keep them coming, keep it coming. And Yanti, you just won yourself a book on the 100 formations. All right, thank you, great. Thank you for participating. And we're going to give the third book away, this time the third one. One more question, and this is the final giveaway for this session here. More to come. Don't worry if you missed it, but let's try, okay? Which of the following is used for super learning? Which of this is used to activate super learning? A, double deception. B, demon snake. Or C, mortal force. A, B, or C. Choose one. That's right. Keep them coming, keep them coming. All right, so many answers, and you're doing great. All right, and we'll choose Ashley. Ashley, you just won yourself, and Jaden, cheers, Ashley. All right, so we're going to send this to you. We're going to, Jaden's going to contact you privately. Don't worry for the rest of you. More gifts will be coming. I want to continue our filming here of the following module for our QiMen Divinity program. Okay, so I hope you guys are up for it and get to watch it from here. Now you want to do this, continue with us and post your questions here, right here when we are doing this this lesson right now, and it helps you. Our team will answer the questions. Now, so just so you know, while we are having the break earlier on, I was supposed to be teaching bending reality. Okay, unfortunately, at this point in time, our slides are not ready yet. Wesley, you got the slide.
Sorry, we're still correcting some mistakes of
All right, so there's still a lot of mistakes. As you know, this is a live thing, and really we wanted to do it today, but we can't. So we're going to put this back to tomorrow. So hopefully by tomorrow we can get it ready, all right? Or at least we can talk about some of these topics. So take note of this, right? Because, you know, yeah, we gotta get stuff right here, okay? We can't just do a product and then not have it right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with QiMen Divination. You guys up for QiMen Divination? Okay, so we've been talking about this for a long time. So I'm going to talk mainly about this. So it doesn't matter, right? In the final product of when we actually release the QiMen Divination, QiMen Divinity program, these modules can be adjusted, all right? And then we're going to redo a lot of some of the clips as well. And the final product, normally we've added a lot of stuff and packed the notes and stuff. So normally filming is done like this. So you guys are getting a real behind the scene seeing of how things are done, okay? So that's why it's not like the final. A lot of things are still not there, okay? But we have some slides. Even this is not completely. How many slides do you have, Jack? You have some?
Just only a few.
Okay. Now I have to make do with a few, so I'm going to do my introduction here, and then I'm going to do the rest by hand, okay? Because this is the introduction. This part here. This part here is just the introduction to QiMen Divination. It actually introduces you to that the QiMen Oracle and how we can use that to answer questions. So it will be a great introduction anyway, okay? So are you guys ready? Then we can start.
I think we can take more questions for divination later.
All right, yeah, you can take a lot of questions. You got questions on divinations, write it down. Okay, I can see you guys are still there. All right, guys. Send me some love here, all right? Come on. Send me some love here so I can go up there and do my thing, all right? It's not easy talking in front of the camera for a whole hour and trying to give a lot of content here. So send me some love. Put it down in the comment section. I'll be reading it as I am doing this program right now, okay? All right. Okay, are we ready? Rolling. Cool. All right, rolling. Okay, you have the slide. No, you don't have the slide. You still put bending reality. It should be the other slide. See? You see that's what? All right, come on, change this, right? We don't have enough materials for bending material yet. The slides are not ready. So, all right. So while you're doing that, all right, guys. So I'm going to be talking about QiMen Divinity. So what happens is we will be using this. I know. I think by now the things are ready, right? Today is ready. This site is still in a beta, but yeah. So what happens is this. Yeah. So what happens is we're going to be using this particular charts, and I'm going to show you now to explain to you the concept, and next couple of modules is all about this. Okay. And yeah, ready? Okay. Okay.
Rolling.
All right. Hey everyone, it's Joey Yap. Now, today we're going to talk about the core content of QiMen Divinity, and that is an introduction to QiMen Divination. Now, a lot of people think that QiMen Dunjia is actually divination, but it's not. The primary function of QiMen that majority of the people using QiMen is for forecasting, because originally QiMen Dunjia is designed as a strategic warcraft tool. People like Zhuge Liang, which is the legendary military strategist, or even Sun Tzu, you know, all these legends back in the ancient days of the warring states, they used QiMen to advise the emperor or the king on how to win battles. Okay, so forecasting was used. Okay, forecasting was used primarily at that time as a tool to find out which is the best way to defeat the enemy. Okay, so over time, the QiMen, because warcraft like Sun Tzu Art of War or Zhuge Liang's Art of War, there's so many types of war strategies later on passed down and turned into a business strategy. Okay, a lot of people study Sun Tzu now, even as part of an MBA, I heard, and they study the strategies when it applies to business. Okay, applies to marketing, applies to sales, and so forth. So QiMen Dunjia, the forecasting part, what I did was I used a lot of the similar concepts and applied it to business. That was, I think, 7 years ago when I was first started teaching QiMen and using QiMen for a business perspective. Then I discovered the correlation between the two. Okay, so this came from a book that I've read It's on the master. It's written by the person called Master of Ghost Valley, Kwai Kok Zi. Okay, Kwai Kok Zi. Some of you may heard of this name. Some of you may not know. Kwai Kok Zi is actually the teacher of Sun Tzu. Okay, there was a thin book that I discovered in a bookstore in Taiwan that talks about the military strategy of this Master of Ghost Valley. Okay, so and in his book he linked the QiMen terminology to what is used in Sun Tzu. So he calls this book QiMen Divinity, means QiMen military strategies. Okay, so in it, it combines the, it sort of gives you the missing link to, you know, when in Sun Tzu Art of War. Now some of you are like, oh, I never read Sun Tzu Art of War before. Well, you can, because it's now easily available. You just a cursory search on Google, you will be able to find a lot of materials on Sun Tzu Art of War. And you see, he actually has terms like 9 earth, 9 heaven, fire attack. You know, so all this terminology, like for example, fire attacks. What is it by fire attack? What does it mean by, you know, espionage, right? There's a term in one of the strategies of QiMen, of Sun Tzu, is called espionage. And you may say, all right, but what's it got to do with QiMen? Well, if you think about it, right, in QiMen Dunja, isn't there a formation called, or a term called 9 earth? There is, right? 9 earth is actually one of the deities that we use in a QiMen Dunja chart. Or 9 heavens is actually a term that we use in the QiMen Dunja chart. When you combine the two, now you see Sun Tzu Art of War in a totally different way. And the terms like fire attack, if you think about it, in QiMen, the enemy or the problem is always the yang metal. The enemy or the problem is always yang metal. And the only element that counters the yang metal in the QiMen chart is the Ting fire, yin fire, and yang fire. Therefore, fire attack, as mentioned in Sun Tzu's Art of War, is actually referring to the Bing and Ting fire, which is, if some of you already studied this, and from the QiMen Academy or even this program, known as the Jade Maiden, as well as the Flying Bird Fall into Cave. That is the formation. And of course, the ultimate espionage. Espionage in Sun Tzu's Art of War is actually referring to what? Actually, it's referring to how Yeet wood combines with yang metal and turns the enemies into your friend, okay? So that's a strategy that when you link the both. So originally, QiMen was used as an art of strategy, okay? But here's the thing. A lot of people need to first know what to do, right? Not everyone knows already what to do in life, okay? I noticed this also as I do a lot of talks, and as some of you will have been to my events, there are thousands of people in my live events, and a lot of them, if you notice that I do, when I do live, you know, QiMen, problem solving with them on stage, as I do for a lot of people, don't know how to ask the questions. In fact, because they don't know what they want, right? They know that something is wrong, but they don't know what is wrong. Okay, now if you're watching this lesson at home right now, don't you think so? You met people in your life right now that they felt something's just not so right, but what exactly is not right, I don't know, right? And you feel frustrated, but you don't know what's the frustration about. Or you felt that, you know, I'm not at the best I could be, but I don't know what the best I could be, right? You know what I mean? So, or you felt sometimes people have a hunch, right? They have a hunch of things might go wrong, but they're not really sure what is going wrong, okay? So therein lies the a subtle thing that prompted me to go do further research, okay? So I went to do further research on QiMen, and I discovered that there was a master in the late era of the Qing dynasty that has developed a technique, and that technique is called the Flying Palace Lesser QiMen technique, or the Small QiMen technique, okay? A small QiMen technique. Then I thought, what is this about? Then, of course, there are various authors that has written a little bit about it. Then I start talking, the original author of these books are dead, so, okay, passed away. Then I went to talk to some of the teachers. I interviewed some of the teachers, find out, you know, who these people are. And the thing is about this in Taiwan is they're quite friendly and they're nice, but they also, you know, it's hard to dig information out. I always thought that they want to keep their secrets. I don't think that's true after I talked to so many of them. I think that they just have a problem with teaching, okay? And because in order to learn something from them, you gotta have certain level of understanding already before you could actually understand what they're trying to tell you. And for some reason, I already have, I mean, for so many years teaching this stuff, so when I talk to them, that sort of, links, gives me the missing link. Okay? And then I rediscovered that, hey, the QiMen, if you just do the 2-hour forecasting, it's great for business people. I mean, like myself over the years, I know what I want, right? And I know what I want to do. And it's great when I know what I want to do. And when I'm doing a consulting for someone, I can direct them to help them clarify the question. But if you're doing this at home, or if you're doing it for the first time, a lot of times you don't know how to ask the question. All you want to do is, I just want to know how it's going to be next month. Or I just want to know how's my career so far. I just want to know how are things, right? I just want to know whether I should, I should invest in the house. I don't know whether I should or shouldn't do something. You need a bit of guidance, right? So if you need guidance, what do you do? Well, you need to go and seek the divine or higher intelligence to guide you. The thing is, either you can do that with Yi Jing. Yi Jing is the study of the 64 hexagrams, but the problem with Yi Jing is very cryptic. You have to understand the hexagrams, and you gotta understand the Gua text to actually tell you what it means. So it's a long story to learn Yi Jing. Or you can learn Pa Zi, but Pa Zi gives you big picture. It doesn't give you the right detail at this point in time. So is there another way? Then I discovered that in this specific QiMen technique, where you go down to the hour, and you break the hour down into, now, just so you know, one Chinese metaphysics hour, like let's say you're talking about the tiger hour, it is 2 hours in the Western calendar, okay? It's 2 hours in the Western calendar. So it is 60 minutes, 120 minutes, all right? It's not 60 minutes, it's 120 minutes, which means that for every cycle that you can break it down to a cycle of 12, because the 12 animal signs, we call it Yat Hak, okay, one moment. It's 10 minutes, each represented by a 12 animal signs. You know 12 animal signs? You start from the rat and the ox and tiger and so forth. So these 12 represent the entire Chinese hour, which is 120 minutes, okay? So from there, you now can break down the chart. A new QiMen chart is plotted to understand the influences of that moment in time when you have a concern. And then you want to talk to the so-called image of the capture of the star and the spirit chart to try and give you guidance on what is this, what is it affecting you right now, what's the cause of this problem, and see the picture of, maybe you can get some guidance on what's the right thing to do at this point. Some people just want to know a yes or no. Some people just want to know, should I continue or not continue, all right? And that's the thing, all right? So you want simple answers, mundane answers, and you can check with divination. When you have big issues and big challenges, you want to overcome the problems, then you look at forecasting, okay? That's the major difference between the two, okay? So that's why for a lot of times people don't need to resort to divination. In fact, if you've been doing QiMen for a number of years, you got by so well without the need to divinate. But divination is very good for people who are quite lost, okay? So if you're very lost, and sometimes we do get lost in our lives, right? Or we felt a loss, or we felt that, or we lost someone, or lost something dear, or we lost a job, or lost something that we have focused so much on, we felt a bit of, directionless at some point. Well, this is the tool for you to get back on track. You can't forecast something when you don't have a direction in life, right? Because at that moment, you're just shocked, right? You're like, oh, I don't know what to do. Then divination is the key. Let's cast some light onto this darkness. That's the cool thing about the divination chart. So you can plot this out and say, all right, this is the thing. It might affect you this way, but here's the way to understand the whole lesson, all right? Understand why this is happening for you. Or your darkness will dissipate in a short while, because let the divine speak to you. So in the new way, I say new is because it's new to you, you have to break down the hour into 12 stars and 12 different deities, okay? 12 stars and 12 different deities. So when you will be able to see that here, that this is a sample chart. We're using some later on to point out to the, how this works for you, okay? So here, basically, when you use the Explorer, we're still working on making sure this is correct because it's a complicated chart here. what happens is I turn this chart, all the complication, basically I save you a lot of brain damage. Okay, I can't say I because my whole team did it. The whole team saved you a lot of brain damage, is to put this whole calculation, otherwise you got to go and then be able to put this chart by hand. And this is only if you have very good memory, all right? So the most basic of most of us, we can't do that, all right? So we got to use a cheat thing, thank goodness for technology. It takes the year, month, day, hour, and down to the minute, every 10 minutes. This is the horary parts chart. So what, and this technique here is used for systems like what they call iron plate calculation. Iron plate calculation is a very old system that people don't teach anymore today. And they actually go down to the actual minute of birth to do that. But for us, we're using down to the minute. And we translate this into this, okay? So here you will get the deities. These deities are called the 12 energy source beings, okay, or the 12 energy source spirits, Yun San, okay. The direct translation is the source energy spirits. Source energy means the divine, okay. It's just that there's 12 different ones that govern the entire hour, okay, the entire hour of that QiMen chart, okay. And also you have 12 heavenly stars. These 12 heavenly stars govern that moment of that 12 that 120 minute cycle, which is 1 hour, and each of these stars become the leader in that moment in time, okay? And of course, then you have the doors, and you have the stems, which is the gist of QiMen Dunja, plotted out for you. And here's the thing, you can't do divination without relating it to you. So what happens is, we need to look at your 7-star path, okay? Your 7-star path, which is in your original destiny chart. Your original destiny chart, I'm going to show you a short while, that you actually have star level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 0, right? We've been through that, and a lot of people think, oh shit, I'm level 3, I'm going to die this time. No, level 3 basically means your major force for what you do in life is driven by power, okay? Or the need to be recognized, to be validated. All right, to be, to feel important, right? So maybe level 1 is driven by basics of survival, right? Of feeling of having a certain certainty or safety. You're driven by that. So people who are afraid to take risk or don't want to take risk or feel that every time they have a pull back, it's because they want to maintain to be certain of survival. Okay, I'm going to explain that shortly, but I'm going to tell you these are the palaces. Palaces means area of concern. When we are doing a reading, okay, of QiMen divination, okay, so this chart is plotted based on the time of which you are plotted this chart, okay. So I'm going to go over this side right now, and I'm going to talk to you a bit more about how these charts are formed. I'm going to show you now this chart here. Okay, I'm going to tell you a bit more of how this chart came about. So, as you can see here, right, what you see on the screen earlier and what you see is different because every 10 minutes we will have a different chart, okay? So, this chart looks entirely different from the first one, okay? Because this minute change, okay? So some of you are concerned, so how does it change? It doesn't matter, right? This software does it for you. If not, you got to learn how to plot this by hand. It takes a long time. So once this happens, before you learn how to read, you got to know the components, okay? So I'm going to draw this out here. All the top of every single box, the top level, are the source deities. And there are 12 energy source spirits. Okay, so Chinese, we call this Sub Yi Yun San, or the 12 spirits for short, okay, the 12 spirits. So these energy spirits are very, very important. They act on the universal guidance, okay, universal guidance. And, you may say, are these the big major power that influence the right and wrong? No, it's not. It's just basically it governs certain aspects of the thing that you want to know at that time, okay, what is influencing you. Okay, now, I'll tell you more about what it is later. Let me explain the chart first, okay? So, and on this section here, all right, this is the middle section. This middle section, okay, this middle section, this is called the 12 hourly or horary stars, okay? The 12 horary stars, which means these stars are based on the exact minute, and then they will be all allocated around the chart. And the difference between this QiMen chart here is these two primarily, and also the other component in the chart is this, okay? You will notice that the way I write the chart, and by the way, this design is done by me and my team, and this is unique for the first time in the world. It's being seen right now, okay? So do you notice that we put the animal sign this way? So, and we link the deity to that specific sign. So these four corners, you only get one deity and one star, okay? Because there's only one animal sign in that box. Same thing here, the ox, you will take the marquise, and the tiger will be the crusade, okay? So triumph will be in the rat, dipper will be in the pig, and so forth. So don't worry about how this chart is done. So we're like, how? Relax, okay? The power of this Oracle, the software will fix all this brain damage for you. You don't need to know that, okay? What you need to know is generally, okay, what this chart means, okay? So here's the thing, right? So in the palace, in the box here, you also have these things here. Can you see it? This power, survival, connection, growth, intuition, desire, soul, and the Tao. Okay. Now this here is formed by, when you look at your chart, I'm going to tell you how the chart came about. When you have your destiny chart, these are things called the 7-star path. Can you see that? The 7-star path, okay, this one is 0. So the 7-star path is what determines your layout of these 8 palaces. Now you may say, but there's 7, why is there 8? The 8th one is where you have 0 stars. You know how people are so concerned that, hey, you know, I've got 0 star in my destiny palace. It doesn't mean that it's level 0 and I'm not good at all. No. Here's the thing, right? Level 1 will determine where your survival palace is at some point in time, okay? Because level 1 is about that realm of survival. Every human need begins first with the need to feel safe, feel that to survive, okay? And at this stage, they look for what is wrong, right? Or so that they can rectify, so they don't get into problem, right? They want to, people who can't take action sometimes because they don't have a certain level of safety, that they feel that confident, that they feel that they are certain that they will achieve the success eventually. And that's why survival governs that, okay? So later on, when we do a forecast and we discovered there are certain things affecting this particular palace, then we know that this is the human drive that is being affected at any one point in time, okay? So I'll tell you more during the theory section. I just want to give you a big picture right now. This whole lesson is about big picture. You can't do anything without knowing the big picture first, okay? So what happens here is that level 0 is the Tao. The Tao is the great void, the great emptiness. And that's where, you know, ultimately all of us will go back to source. All of us will go back. Some of you say, oh, we go back to God. Maybe that's what it means, okay? We go back to the universe. This is the Tao. Either you grasp it, you're part of the Tao, or you're not part of the Tao. So this is not an easy situation to be in. The Tao means the way, all right, the path, the direction, the guide, the ultimate, or the God, right, or the ultimate intelligence. Okay, so that's what it means. So what it governs here, each one of this, I'll explain later. I want to tell you that these are the areas of impact. Okay, these are the impact ground, right? So when people don't know what to do, and then the answer box arrives at, let's say, at the power box, that means that whatever he or she is doing right now has got something to do with the need of feeling significant, a need of feeling important, a need of feeling that his life or her life matters, okay? That's what drives them to do what they do, and if you've lost the direction, you would have lost the battle, okay? So your divination, when you ask the oracle will tell you exactly which parts of your life could be affected, okay? And that's why it's important to know which of these human drive is affecting you, okay? So it could be this, okay? It could be Sometimes you felt there is a hunch, something you felt not so easy, and it is affecting here. And then if you look at like this case here, right? Now, I teach you an easy way to read this chart, okay? If it's all, bright colors like this, it must be good, yeah? It must be good. So in this case here is related to the pig, and if you so happen that this situation doesn't clash with the pig, that means your intuition at that point, you should trust it and move forward. That's it, simple. Or the intuition is correct. That's what the oracle would have told you, okay? So the oracle can tell you things. It reveals to you what you otherwise don't see. It's not a strategy thing like forecasting. Forecasting tells you how to win the battle or whether your strategy works out or not. Here, you're not intending to do anything. You just want to know the what and you want to know the whys. Right? Some people know, I don't know whether I should be doing this project, it seems a bit difficult. Then it comes out, oh, it's just all these bright things, so the future is bright, or the important lesson will be learned. Okay, so it tells you stuff like that. Okay, so or sometimes say, I don't know if I can trust that guy. He's just telling me this. What do you think? Well, it comes up with the elements as all good color, right? All the bright colors. Say, it seems that there might be an important lesson here for you to learn. And if you want to know the details, you got to read the details inside because this is the connection palace. Okay, it gives you the love and the connection that you need. So that's why this is so cool. All right, so now this whole chart here, the question is, where do you start to read? Okay, well, here's how you do it. The first thing is, before you start to read, and first thing you got to get the oracle to plot the chart. The question is, when do you actually plot the chart? So the thing in between here, in QiMen, you need to look for signs. Okay, now the signs are universal language, okay? Universal language. So sometimes people do see the signs. The question is, do you recognize the signs? Not everything is a sign. Now, if you might see, for example, one day you're walking in the street and you saw a feather. You saw a feather. Now, would that feather be special? Let's see. If your whole month or year you've never seen a feather, and you saw a feather that day and something has been bothering you or you don't know what it is, it doesn't matter. It's a special moment. Ask the oracle. Is there a message from the universe for me today? Plot the oracle, and the oracle will reveal to you, is there a message? Okay? So, or if you see something interesting, like you might see, for example, one night you just heard a cat came to your window and start scratching it. You know it's a cat because you heard it meows right outside your window, and you got to ask yourself, does this cat normally come to your window? If the answer is no, then maybe you should ask the oracle, hey, is there a sign? And the answer, here it is, okay? So, or you have noticed something irregular in your daily lives, anything special, that you have a hunch. Like, for example, you woke up one night, at night it says 444 on the clock, okay? It says 444 on the clock. I'm like, shit. There must be a meaning here somewhere. What is the message? And you plot the chart, okay? You plot the chart at the moment. Well, hopefully you can log on at the time and plot the chart, and the chart will tell you, the message is this. It's got nothing to do with the 444. It's just going to tell you what it is, okay? So, or there's something interesting that you saw a nice rainbow one day. Everybody sees a rainbow. The question is, if you've not seen a rainbow in the last 3 months, and you saw a rainbow, and there was some form of concern, sometimes you're worried about something, you're thinking about something, that might be a moment that a universe is saying they're trying to log in, it's calling you, all right? Well, plot the chart and say what it says, okay? So divination. So if you are aware of all these things, right? Even if you go to, the message sometimes be very clear, right? If you say you talk to angels, right? And then all of a sudden you stand on the street and there was a bus going through and there were so many angels there. Like, there seems to be a sign that some communication is coming from something, okay? So you want to know what the communication is when you plot the chart, okay? So this has got nothing to do with forecasting something. This has got something that, hey, is there a sign? Is there someone giving me a message? Now, I'm not saying that all the time the date will communicate with you, but sometimes your dearly departed might have a message for you and you felt really strong about it, and then, hey, plot the chart. What does it say? All right, the chart comes out, and then, it's trying to say, learn this lesson, my child, and you should be all right. Something like that, okay? So it's like talking to Yoda, all right? So you can initiate the chart as well, right? Sometimes you have a real concern, you don't know whether it's right or wrong, or you have a worry. If you're worried, listen, you can't be worried 24 hours, but if you're worried all the time and you want to know, okay, all right, give me some guidance here. You can call this chart Yoda, all right, talk to Yoda, and then you plot the chart, and Yoda says, aha, you need to do this, and you feel better, all right? So that's what it does. It doesn't give you a strategy, though. It doesn't tell you how you win the war. It just tells you, hey, maybe you're not seeing this. There's a lesson to be learned here. That's what it's about. So it's really cool for that purpose. Now, if you are someone that doesn't require guidance at all, then you don't need this chart, okay? But if you're someone that, like to ask questions, like ask the universe, is the right thing to do? What do I have to learn here? What's the lesson here? I'm missing out the lesson. Then you plot the chart. It will tell you what lesson you are missing out here, okay? What don't I see in this? Is there something that I need to learn from this lesson, right? Someone has betrayed me. I felt really bad here. I don't know whether I should keep this person as a friend or not a friend. What do you think? And then the oracle comes out and say, aha, this case here, this person might repent, right? Or there's an important lesson here for you to learn. So it's like talking to, a wise man or woman, and it's trying to give you some guidance. So what you need to do is learn the language, okay? What you need to do is learn the language and how this is decoded for you, okay? Once you understand what it is, then you can relate. Now it takes time for you to understand the language and then to apply, okay? So this first lesson here is for me to give you that insight, okay? And for you to come up with the way the question works, okay? So what happens now is I want to tell you how to see this chart, okay? Now, there are two ways to read such a chart, okay? The first way is you don't know what it is. You're just asking for random guidance, okay? Now, normally in a QiMen chart, we look at the day, right? But in an oracle chart, we don't look at the day, okay? For the oracle chart, we need to look at the hour that represents you and then the stem that represent that, because every 10 minutes it will change, okay? And what this is, if you don't know what to ask, you just randomly, and felt a hunch, a need to ask the oracle, your questions is vague. You just say, I have this worry, and I need to seek my guidance on the current, worry that I have. So you write it down on here that I'm worried about something. So let's see the chart. And in this case, if that was the moment, this was some time ago. So you look at the moment, you look for where sin metal is. So you check, and you discover that sin metal is right here. Okay? Sin metal is right here. So what do? You look at this chart. So if you don't know what it means, is this a good color? Yes. Is this good color? Yes. So primarily it's auspicious, okay? What does it relate to? It relates to the Tao, okay? The universe is indeed contacting you, and the subject matter has got something to do with scenery door. Scenery door, as you know, is an activity that you could be doing right now that's related to, let's say now, you are building an image, or you're promoting something, or you're talking about something, or you're really excited about something. When you're excited about something, there's a scenery door, okay? And then precious light has got something to do with maybe at that moment there's a discovery, something that is important lesson and enlightenment experience. So yes, what you worry about, don't worry, because the advice here is things will work out just fine. Relax and go with the flow. Okay, see, that's what this chart actually can tell you. Okay, so there's a lot of things to see. You don't just always have to look at this. This is when you don't have a specific question, but sometimes you have a specific direct question, like, I'm a bit concerned with wealth. My question is wealth. So you only have a keyword, and your keyword was wealth. You can do that, okay? So you know how this is when you go to a temple back in the ancient days. They go to a temple and they ask the medium, right? And in a Chinese temple, those who have good mediums, they ask them. They will first ask you, okay, young man or young woman, what are you here for? And you need to give a keyword and say, master, today I come to ask about wealth. Keyword's wealth. Okay, then the master will go, you're going to talk to the God or the spirit, and then look, and then it will tell you, okay, your wealth prospects looks good in the next 3 months or 4 months, or you're going to lose money in the next 3 months or 4 months. So that's sort of asking. So it has to be subject-oriented. So if you're subject-oriented, then you no longer need to look at the minute, because you now know what you want. You look at the subject. So in this case here, which is the following lesson I'm going to tell you, when it comes to money, you need to look for the banker, okay? So where is the banker located right now? So that I've actually labeled them for easy reference, okay? In this case here, I need my glass. There you go, okay. So this is the banker. Can you see that? Okay? So the banker is right here. So this box is the wealth box. okay? So if someone is asking, the keyword is wealth, I'm really worried about my wealth aspects. I just want, universe guide me. Apparently here, it tells you this, okay? That is in a door of delusion. What's the door of delusion, guys? Door of delusion basically means blockages, okay? There's some blockages or something is blocking your way and you can't get to that point, okay? So, but the people method is good. Blockage for this time, okay? Now, it really depends on what thing here. So this is rooster, right? So this is rooster, this is ox. So if you are looking at this box right now and ox has something to do with the Marquis and the fire deity, okay? Fire deity is disastrous, yeah? So which means the blockage is caused by some external factors and maybe the whole motive and behind the campaign is wrong right now, but the people is still good. Keep the people, change the idea. That's what the oracle is telling you, okay? So if you're doing something very quickly right now, you want to do things fast, then maybe this is not a good idea to pursue. So that's why the oracle will give you answers just like that. So what you need to know subsequent to this is, what box to look at, okay? Now, of course, I'm giving you a very basic way to get into divination, but everything starts with simple steps. If I start to make it too complicated, complexity is the enemy of all execution. You're not going to do this, okay? So what I need you to do now is to know what each component means, okay? When you know what each component means, then you can start to look at those areas. So if you don't know what to ask for, our stem is usually the guidance, what the universe wants to talk to you. Now you may say, what if I appear in the center, the center? That means the universe got nothing to say to you, right? Nothing to say to you. Can it be that the universe nothing to say to you? Hey, come on, you call your girlfriend, sometimes she got nothing to say to you, right? So what it means is, at this point in time, the universe is silent. That means whatever you're thinking about right now is your own shit, right? That's what it means. So, but sometimes, most of the time, they will have something to say to you, okay? So, how do you know where you got to see signs? Some people say, I don't see no signs, but I got something to ask. If you got something to ask, you must have a subject matter, right? If you got nothing to ask, then you saw a sign. It's either they call you or you call them, correct? You say, no, I just want to call for fun. Some people do shit like that, right? We call for fun. Imagine now you call your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend for fun and you do it too many times. What do you think will happen? Bad shit can happen, okay? So you don't want to do that, right? Either there's a universe, that means universe call you, that's a sign, right? You wake up in the morning and, oh shit, it's 333, right? Don't worry, it's just someone is calling you. You can see 333 in the afternoon as well, right? Or you can see, watch or, on receipt, something that somehow strikes an importance. Now, you may say, but the more I do this, the more I see signs. Yes, because now you're friends with the universe, it will start to text message you, right? So it start text message you, and of course, if you have built your sage mode, if you build a communication strong enough, you always have a strong connection with the divine, and you always get guidance. And there's always positive and negative aspect. The negative, don't be afraid. It's just saying, hey, sometimes you just take a step back and do things differently. Or sometimes it warns you, hey, it's dangerous, right? Don't go for that rock climbing, right? Because it shows you it's dangerous, there's harm, there's sky punisher, for example, right? Don't do that because you might get injured and then you're going to do it and then you broke your leg, for example, right? So the oracle can tell you things in a short period of time. Now, how far can it go? Well, it depends on your ability to see past, the next couple of months. Usually, the furthest it goes about 90 days for most beginners, okay? Then, because 90 days is a full Sun Yuan cycle, so I don't think it will go beyond that at this point in time. And most of people asking oracle is usually a short period of time, okay? So ask the oracle. When you ask the oracle, you go by subject matter. When you have nothing to ask, you just, you receive a call when you see a sign, then you plot the chart, okay? So it's a two-way street. You understand that you will receive more signs if you heighten your awareness. We started the training by saying, become more aware. When you're more aware, then, the universe can call you. And usually they call you because they want to tell you, hey, you're missing an opportunity right now. Or, hey, there might be danger there, right? Be careful. It depends on you, right? If you are a person that is normally very scared and you feel protected all the time, then the universe will usually call you when there's danger. But if you are someone that are looking for opportunities, you're someone that is positive, you're an A player. Listen, most B players call themselves A players, okay? Right, if you are a true A player, the universe will call you up when there's a project ready for you. If you are just the B player, C player, normally the universe will call you up to stop you from, going for further danger, because you're not someone that's good with danger. You can't sleep when there's danger or some worries, okay? So it depends on your established relationship, okay? I want you to imagine you having an investment fund manager, and your fund manager asks you, what is your risk profile, okay? If your risk profile is, I'm able to take risk and still sleep at night, then no worries, right? Then they will call you up whenever there's an opportunity to invest in a high risk but high return investment. But if you're someone saying, no, I am a conservative person, I do not like to take risk, you call me only when there's a low risk, conservative, but low return investment, then it will do that, okay? You cannot have low risk and high return, it doesn't do that, all right? So the universe acts according to the law of the universe. So if you are someone like that, unless you change who you are, otherwise your profile, the way you are, will work exactly as it is in the universe chart, okay? So these charts here, I want you to explore it in the Destiny Explorer, all right? Just come up with basic questions, keywords, wealth, career, lawsuit, I mean, if you have one, or health, just keywords, right? Every one of those keywords are inside one of these boxes, okay? Unfortunately, this is not like forecasting, which you could ask multiple questions. Normally, you stick to one or two at this point in time because you're just beginning here. But I know you don't know how to read it yet, but you know how to read colors, right? You know how to see with different color represents what. So it's really, really interesting. And in the next lesson, I'll take you deeper into this study, and I'll show you how you can break this down into analyzing different aspects of your life by telling you what some of these stars and components and deities mean, okay? All right, so I hope you enjoyed this. Your task now is to get familiar with this, and I'll be able to plot the chart and get your concern and questions ready, okay? And of course, keep a journal, keep a divination journal where universe contacts you is usually through signs, and you contact your universe is when you want to know something, okay? I know some of you think, when can I ask? Well, whenever you have a concern. But how often? Well, it depends on how well you know your guardian of destiny, of course. Are you in touch? If you're someone that has never called a friend, and all of a sudden you bombard this old friend with 10 calls a day, what do you think will happen? Think of it this way, right? Build this relationship up, and over time, as you can get to stage 1 and become better, this will be clearer to you, okay? So do that, practice that, and when you're ready, see me in the next lesson. All right, guys. So that was the introduction to the QiMen Divination. I hope you guys have enjoyed that session. I see a lot of questions. A lot of questions. New subject, right? Yeah. Okay, so now go ahead and post as many questions here. I'm going to pick the questions up and answer as many as possible. But right now I'm going to play a curated video. All right, give you some back. All right, do a case study here. All right, just give me like I'm going to run to the bathroom, wash my face, come back up. I'm going to answer all these questions here. So and I'm going to make this a quick session educational as well. So you're going to watch this video right now, and then I'll pick up some questions and I'll do some giveaways as well. Okay, so play the video.
I feel like the experience, I really know more and understand more about what we're learning, and also it's practical. I feel like certain classes that aren't practical, when they're so esoteric and you can't put them into actual practical execution and action in your life, that it's not as powerful. So I want to be able to take the skill sets and what I learn and apply it to my life immediately. And I feel like I can absolutely do that with Joey. It's incredibly practical in all of those ways, and in so many ways. Like, I'm so excited to get home and actually put everything into use and transform my life and help other people transform their lives too.
Now we came here, me and my husband, because he decided from nowhere to start QiMen. And I think this is indeed the missing part from our life, from our metaphysical life, Because since now, I consider that using Batsu, I can help people to find their way, and using Feng Shui to find their right place to live. But using QiMen, I think you can help people to find their right moment to action, to act, to do something important for their lives. And I think indeed it was a missing part from the story, Together with the whole tree, it's amazing. It's an amazing help it can bring to everybody's life.
really amazing, unbelievable. Because I actually tried the method, I didn't expect anything, just out of fun, or maybe just think, might as well, think no harm doing it. And the result actually came through within 3 months. And I really didn't do any other thing to get that result. Just manifest and I get the result, that I wish for. Yeah, from there, I really truly believe in this method. Yeah.
Basically, when I first learned QiMen, I think the first step I did was manifestation. To manifest is basically I backed towards my deity and all. And so far, there are positive changes. So basically, at first when I started applying QiMen, from the very beginning, I first manifested. And I manifested for noble people, opportunities to come. Of course, with opportunities, I gotta be prepared so that I do manifest and ask for, wisdom and the clarity to be able to make the right decision, and also to solve any problems that comes. Yeah. So basically, with that, I feel much more positive in terms of mentally. So when there are problems coming, I feel more mentally prepared to solve it rather than seeing it as a problem itself. So it's like just a tiny, tiny obstacle that I need to hop and jump across to get to my major goal, the end result that I really want. Yeah.
Guys, welcome back, welcome back. So, hope you enjoyed that video. Now I'm going to take questions related to the QiMen divination. This is like the most questions I've ever seen. So I'm going to do as many as possible now, and hopefully get some answers here. Okay, so the first one is from Alvin B. Alvin B, old-time student here. I'll be coming to QiMen Dunjia Mastery again this year. That's great. I was in your first QiMen class back in 2015. That wasn't my first class. Okay? My first was in 2012. Okay, but is divination here similar to Yi Jing? Let me answer this part first. It is similar divination, but it gives you a different perspective. It takes the gua, which is used in QiMen, as you can see here. We also have the one in gua, right? So the hexagram is the same, but the way it takes this and it sort of zooms out to these few aspects, so it makes the language easier to be understood, okay? So in that way, it is similar, but it is a different system, okay? But it tells you the same thing. Without the need to memorize the text, okay? Ultimately, it leads back to the whole, every system is part of the same group called the Oracle, okay? So I want to go for your Yi Jing Mastery by Dawson. I think it's by Iverson, right? Yeah, but couldn't make it this year. I thought this was quite good and I wanted to confirm because sometimes I really don't know what to ask and cannot forecast. Don't worry, this is perfect for you. Perfect, because you don't need to know what to ask. If you let the universe talk to you, or you just have a keyword concern, and then you ask it, okay? I mean, I can just plot the divination chart and read it, right? Yes, you can, okay? No need to form question. No, you don't. Just keywords, okay? Concerns, keywords. And tomorrow's lesson, I'll go deeper on it. I think you can. You know what, guys? I think this requires an additional module just to explain some of these questions and we structure it, because I think just now I covered the basics, but I think it need a bit more context.
Yeah, I think you can do that. We've been getting some questions also.
Okay, so we're going to do an additional module on this, but thanks for the questions, because that helps me make this an even better program. So Christy Teo says, need quick advice from Master, born in 20 October 1993 at 11:58 a.m. I was wondering if this year is good year for me to buy property. My concern is if I have cash flow problem in the following years. Okay, to do this, you have to plot the chart. I don't know if you have the chart right now, because I don't have it right here. But yes, you can, if the structure is good, that means the answer is a go ahead, okay? So you got to plot the chart. You can plot the chart right now, okay? And you can see it, and then you'll give you a yes or no answer, okay? But as to how good and how bad, the chart doesn't say it, okay? Then you need to forecast it. But from the chart, it normally indicates a positive or negative. It's quite clear, okay? Shirley Wong says, first time joining your QiMen training online. Do I need to convert my time and date of birth to lunar calendar? No, it doesn't. Just use your Western date. The software magically converts it to the calendar for you. Jesse, 1982. Hello, very happy to be here. Question for Shifu regarding my career, insurance agent, already industry. Wow, this I need to forecast.
I don't think we can take a
We can't take the forecast questions right now,
Send it to the
right?
coaches and see if we can do something.
All right, we'll send it to the coaches, right? The coaches will answer you immediately on how it is done. Because now I have to save time to do this, right? So maybe we'll take on some live questions tomorrow. Okay, where are the other questions here? Vanessa, where can I sign up for the program? Wow. Okay, you get a chance very soon. Okay, I can't find the link on the price. The price is we're going to launch this program at $1,997 US. Okay, private training room. Any discounts? Repeat student here. Depends on you repeating what. Okay, they talk to the team, right? They might give you something interesting here. Okay, Amanda Teo, will this Divinity be introduced as part of the new advanced tier? It's not a new advanced tier, it's a standalone program. Also, when would next year's QiMen Live event be and where would it be held? I'd like to come again and bring my assistant along this time. Need to plan early, Amanda Teo. When is it? Next year?
We're still confirming the event venue details. Likely going to be in Kuala Lumpur. Just check the emails. It should be out within a month or so.
Okay, so we're going to be out in a month or so. I think it's in March in KL. If not KL or Singapore, it's either one. Okay, yes. We're still confirming the details. We're likely to be in KL, all right? So that's the thing. And we'll send you an email once it's confirmed. But it's great to be part of this program because what you see here is the actual program, but we're going to have much more, much more based on the questions that we have here, and we're going to boost it up even more, okay? Because that will require more filming time, and we will do that. We definitely will do that, and it's based on your needs. Wang Jianxian, can I use QiMen to forecast what's the biggest price for my house to be rented out, which box to look out on a tenant's profile? The answer is yes. Then you need forecasting. With QiMen forecasting, you need to forecast that you're going to sell the house, and then there's a number attached to the box, right? If it's favorable for selling, and then and if produces the wealth element, then you look at the number. Because if it's not available for favorable for selling, then you don't need to look at the number because then you shouldn't be doing it because you'll be losing money on it. Okay, so then the answer is yes. Okay, next question here, Candy Lee Collins, could you give an example of universal signs? Yes, we'll do more when we come to the next lesson, but yes. Sometimes you see coins, all right? You pick up a coin on the street randomly, and you don't normally pick up coins, something you don't normally do as a part-time hobby, and you discover that, hey, there's a coin, and at that time you were just a little bit concerned about stuff. You're thinking about things, and then maybe the universe has something to talk to you, okay? And you consistently see a pattern, for example. You see a certain number keep repeating itself many times, okay? And that's equivalent to the universe saying missed call, missed call, missed call, missed call, trying to get to you, all right? Same number repeated many times. That's another sign, okay? All right. Mayte, what is this? Date of birth, 10 of March 1988, question for work as fashion designer. Now, you want me to forecast again? So many forecasts.
We'll skip this.
Okay, we're going to skip the forecasting question. Give the instructor, please answer this question, okay?
Okay.
All right. Jim T. Loving this session, thanks. I just printed my boss's chart and found out he has a white tiger deity. The problem is I'm trying to get a promotion this year, and I think I'm likely to get it. What else I'd be QiMening to ensure 100% that I get it? Haha, any tips? Yes, loads of tips, okay? So I think, first of all, you might want to ask the oracle what could be in your way. All right? What does the oracle say at this point in time? Oracle might tell you, hey, everything is going fine, everything is on its way, no worries, okay? Or maybe the oracle can tell you, the divination chart say, hey, at this point in time, you're not going to get it, so you might want to do something about it. Then you forecast what is the obstruction, okay? Oracle tells you the what and why, and then the forecast gives you the strategy that you need to take to get what you want. Always remember that. So strategies is always what to do, okay, or how to do something. But the what and why is basically what's going on behind the scene that you don't already know. Okay, so yes, you can do that, and you must do that to ensure 100%. Robin Lowe says, how do I know from my chart if I'm an A player or B player? You mentioned about this in the earlier section. Okay, this is a great question. The chart doesn't tell you whether you're an A player or B player or C player. You need to know, based on your current behavior in your life, are you an A player, B player, or C player? And the life always rewards the A players. Let me explain why, okay? This term comes from basketball. Are you a fan of basketball? All right, if you're an NBA fan, Michael Jordan is an A player. right? What is the difference between an A player and B player? Well, you get to Michael Jordan's level, he always early for training. He trains an additional hour. He practices the same move like 1,000,000 times, even though he's already great at it. He practices it every day to get that 1% more improvement. He doesn't complain about training. He's always there. He's there for his teammates as well. So A players are people who are opportunistic. They see the possibilities. A players are far-sighted, right? They look past the current pain for the part in the future, right? So for their rewards in the future, and they're action-oriented, all right? And they have abundance mentality. They're problem solvers.
I think we have some materials for this. We can revisit this.
Okay. No, this is very important for A players. They need to know what the A players, right? Okay. They need to know who their A players are, right? And B players, if you're a B player, that means you are someone that stays in the comfort zone, right? You're staying in the comfort zone and you're self-sufficient. You are defensive. You're inertia. You do the same old shit every day. You don't want to take risks. You're risk adverse, right? You don't want to take on new things. You want to learn new things in life because you fear that you might lose out. You're just very comfortable, right? And there's nothing wrong with being a B player. It's just B players don't, get ahead in life, okay? That's the problem. If you're the boss, right? You're a boss in your company, who do you want to hire? An A player or a B player? Precisely, you want an A player because A player does more and B more and they can take the company to the next level, and you may say, yeah, but the boss won't reward me. That is because you're a B player and you also have a B player boss, okay? So that's the difference, right? So it takes an A player to recognize an A player, right? So that's the thing. So if you're security oriented, then you're a B player. Now, if a C player is generally super risk adverse, they hate everyone, they whine all the time, the victim mentality. They will say, I have no time. You don't understand my problem. I am a 9 to 9 person. I have babies to take care of. I have mouths to feed. I don't have enough money because people don't give me the opportunity. Their language is a language of scarcity. Now you ask yourself, Mr. Robin Low, are you an A, B, or C player? Okay, you can recognize that, and life always rewards the A players. You have to decide who you want to be. Okay, that's important. Okay, the next one is Clyde. I can't even pronounce this. Rodriguez. Okay. I've combined Bazi with QiMen, and I can say that my manifestations are now well over 75% success. That's cool. I have a forecasting question. Just want to be sure. Let's say I need a critical and urgent decision before I take action. Should I wait for a marker? Then only I do the forecasting. If there's no marker, should I continue to wait, or is there any other ways? Yes. If you have done this enough, you can do it without a marker. In fact, markers are for beginners. Okay, if you're already at 75% success rate, you are no longer a beginner. You are already considered a seasoned practitioner, and therefore you don't need a marker. You just plot the chart, trust the chart, and follow it through, and you will be able to use QiMen anytime, anywhere. Okay, Marcus Lam. Thank you for this awesome session. I'm a newbie in QiMen. I wanted to clarify, when doing a forecast, should I refer to the stems of the day for the outcome of my question? Second question, will there be additional notes or videos on the finished product? Can I see the slides? I can't see the slides clearly. Okay, it says here now, yes, in QiMen forecasting, you look at the day and hour stem, but in the Oracle, generally it's the hour and the minute stem. For QiMen, okay, for QiMen is the hour and minute stem, because that's what the difference that makes the difference, okay? And your second question, would there be additional notes? Yes, definitely there'll be a lot of notes. In fact, the notes is designed after we've done the videos, okay, the training videos. And yes, there will be a lot more training videos based on the questions that I'm getting, and there further refinement and even further edits to those videos that you saw earlier on. I can't really see the slides. Well, then you wait for the final product, okay? Hitomi K is saying, very informative training. Can we forecast health issues with QiMen? You can forecast or you can divinate, okay? Not really just issues, but can QiMen forecast give me a solution? Yes, QiMen forecasting is about solutions. QiMen divination, or the Oracle, doesn't give you a solution. It just tells you what and why. That's the difference, okay? If you're looking for a strategy, use forecasting. Strategy is how to make something happen. That's what strategies are, okay? For example, you want to lose weight, you use strategies such as a certain type of diet, a certain type of exercise plan. That's a strategy. That's the how, okay? But why should you lose weight? And how much weight should you lose? Well, that is the question of what and why. Okay, so without the whys, a strong enough reason to lose weight, you won't even use the strategy in the first place. It's like a lot of people buy an exercise machine. Buying the exercise machine is the strategy, right? But whether the strategy works or not, it depends on the mentality, and that's the why and the what. Okay, that's where the QiMen divination differs. Okay, all right. Mr. D. Kumar says, when tapping to Guardian of Destiny, do we need to consider the hour chart? No, we don't. Okay, when Guardian of Destiny resides in Destiny, no, we don't. Okay, normally we don't at this stage. Okay, so I hope you understand that those questions that we asked. So keep them coming here. I'm going to get my team to answer as many as possible, and these questions are extremely helpful for me to design the part 2 and part 3 of that lesson that it seems that this is the most questions asked. More fruitful one. Okay, all right. So here are a few things that I think I want to tell you about the benefit of, really straightforward, the benefit of acquiring QiMen mastery or QiMen knowledge here. Okay, benefit number 1, money, wealth, energy. Okay, money, wealth, energy. I think this is, if you want your dreams to come true, you need some money. All right, if you want to help people, you need some fuel, you need some money. Okay, and you need the energy to do it. That's why QiMen Dunja or QiMen is in fact the missing link to, between spirituality and your success. Many people think if I'm spiritual, I cannot be successful. No, it's actually the link. It ties in the two things together. That's a huge difference between money and wealth here, right? So generally people think that money and wealth is the same thing. No, money is finite. It's the actual numbers, the dollars and cents. But wealth is value, all right? Wealth is a form of energy. You use some form of your energy in exchange for a different type of value. So you need to put part of your life in there in exchange for something in return. So if you can create more of this value, it's like you're creating, avenues for people to actually become better. That's in that process, you become richer and wealthier. So QiMen helps you attract that sort of ideas and innovation. That's why it's called attracting wealth into your life. So truly, if you understand the oracle and you understand forecasting, that itself is already a great tool for you to get more money. If you're stuck right now, give it a shot, right? I mean, how long do you want to feel stuck in this type of situation for your life, right? You think about it. You're going to be, next year today, you're going to be in the exact same position, and nothing will change until you change, right? This knowledge that you acquire right now, you need to put in some effort, and you need to master this. I'm telling you now, this could be the solution to the money, wealth, and energy question that you've been having all this while. If you've been suffering for some time, well, this is it then, all right? And benefit number two, I think sage power. What is sage power? I would think clarity, better memory. The problem is people are forgetful, right? If you're forgetful, it's going to be a big problem. Look at all the successful people out there. How many of them are forgetful? Very few, right? You may think, no, I'm just born forgetful. No. Everyone has a memory. Everyone has a hard disk. If you can train it to retain important and useful information, just become more aware of things, that itself, it's important, asset for you to become better as a person, right? Confidence. You cannot measure that in a scientific lab. If you have a bit more confidence, you already win. A bit more charisma, right? When you're out there, you're charismatic. People like you more. You get what you want. If you have lack of charisma, you can't just have money and have charisma, right? That doesn't work, right? That energy itself is what sage power is about. It's increasing that energy force field in order to become more attractive and be able to, appear confident, win the battles, okay? And inner guidance and wisdom, I think that's so important. What you've just seen in QiMen divination is about getting the guidance. People don't know what to do. That's the thing. Don't you think so? And what if the universe is trying to contact you? Right? And all this while you've missed call all this time. They give you all this sign, you don't know what the hell this sign's about. Well, now you have a way to decode and say, hey, I'm going to pick up this call and say, hey, what's going on? Right? And that could be the solution to a lot of this thing that's been a blockage for some time now. And here's the thing that I like most about sage power. To be able to detect false friends, your frenemies, right? These are the type of people you don't want in your life, because frenemies really screw things up. And I think, how about diffusing harm in your life, right? If the oracle can call you up and say, hey, don't go for that trip, don't do that rock climbing, don't do it right now. maybe that could save you a lot of hassle. Maybe this could be the thing for you to tell your loved ones, hey, you know, that could be a dangerous thing. Don't do that. It could save you from that problem. So, and maybe the universe has been trying to contact you for a long, long time and you didn't know how to pick up the call. You didn't know how to say, click on the blue or green button and say, what's up? You know, so I would say protection is a key thing, right? Healing quick will be a quick thing, right? Enhancing and attracting mentors. You don't know who are the helpers and the sabotagers in your life, right? That is a big problem. So, you know, and finally, I think improving creation itself, creativity itself will be a cool thing to have. You know, business improvement, life improvements involve some creative solutions. A lot of times we cannot solve the problems that we have right now is because we lack creativity. So maybe that's the thing, okay? And for those of you who are into QiMen forecasting, you know the cool thing about forecasting is to anticipate the potential outcome. Business itself is about anticipating the outcome of certain strategies that you have. You have so many decisions to make. What is the pros and cons of each decision? Well, decision making is, you know, that is what shapes destiny. So if you can forecast the outcome before you take the action, that will be so cool. It's like knowing the percentage of success before you do anything in your life, and that is the strength of forecasting. And it also helps you anticipate your enemy's actions. You know, what is that guy trying to do, right? What are your markets trying to do? What are your enemies trying to do to you? Forecast that, right? Oracle can't tell you that. Oracle tells you about you, right? Tells you the what and why, but you can forecast the next move of your potential enemy and or rival and or, you know, people who are there to steal your market share. You could do that, right? In relationship, you want to forecast what's the next course of action to get the best outcome. And I think for those who are in a career, who's working in a career, you need this more than anything. How about backstabbing? You need to defend yourself against backstabbing and office politics, and the entire structure of QiMen Warcraft is for you to win that battle. Now you may say, I don't like to play politics. Listen, you don't need to like to play it. You just need to win it, okay? You're going to be, anywhere there's more than 3 people is going to have politics. It's a question of you, whether you can beat this and win it without really, you know, having to hassle too much, all right? So this benefit number 4 is so important because career benefits is one of the main reasons why people use QiMen Dunja, right? Connect better with your superiors. What if your superior hates you or can't understand you? It's your job to connect better. You need to forecast your next move in order to be able to connect better and get the outcome that you want, do the job better, right? You don't like politics, but politics like you. That's the problem, right? And you don't like to be, you don't want to hurt people, but people might want to hurt you. You want to be there to be able to protect yourself and use QiMen to defend yourself and move forward and be able to lead, right? Leadership is one of the things that QiMen forecasting and QiMen strategic execution is great at, and I think you should put a lot of time in learning this. And here's my favorite, right? Navigating, you know, assholes and bitches, right? There are a bunch of these assholes and bitches in every organization, and you can't fire them, but you can navigate and be able to win and get them to do, you know, to align and get the job done. That's what you really want to do. It's not your fault that they're there, but what to do. You got to deal with them, okay? And number 5, I think benefit number 5 is your personal growth. Being a master of QiMen allows you to increase your energy, become more optimistic if you're otherwise not, diffuse negative, pessimistic energy, improve your likability, remember charisma, right? Acquire a certain skill quickly because you want to go to the next level, you need new skill. How about financial management skill, right? How about the ability to, you know, not be cheated by other people, right? Improve your fitness and discipline. You want to be slim, you want to lose weight, you want to go on a diet, you need bloody discipline to achieve that. I think that is so important. And finally, the benefit number 6, I truly, truly believe that personal relationships with others are so important, and with QiMen, improves your compatibility, because now you know what people want. Listen, to be compatible is very simple. Know what they want, go get it and give it to them. You cannot say, no, I want them to know what I want, right? Well, you can position yourself to be more charismatic and likable, but at the end of the day, if you want it to last, you got to know what they want and on their terms, clearly, because sometimes we don't tell you what they want, right? They can be upset, but you don't know why they're upset. You need to ask Oracle, why is that woman upset? Then Oracle will tell you, oh, you know, because you haven't done this, she just needs a hug, do this, right? Stuff like that. So wisdom and understanding is part of the personal growth. I think is so important. How about building trust, which is the bedrock of all relationships? Having QiMen allows you to increase your energy level, improve your destiny palace, improve your inner peace, right? Improves your ability to forgive, right? And then ultimately improves your affinity with the other person or your family members. That's why I think that is the most valuable, if you ask me, why QiMen is important, okay? So I know at this point here, this is already day 3 and tomorrow is the last day. I don't want to wait until tomorrow to tell you about this. Some of you, as you can see right here, already been asking. You want to know more about QiMen Divinity program, and the details of this program will be available tomorrow. But I'm going to tell you now, the fees, as I told you from the start of the day, up front, this is going to be a $2,000 product, and it will be, and it is, okay? It will be $1,997. And just so you know, the final product is not what you just seen here. The final product has a lot more than this, because from all these questions that you see right now, we're going to do a lot more additional modules and additional content, the books and the additional slides and stuff. So all this will be ready at the final product. And I want you to be very aware of this from the start, that this is an opportunity for you to be part of the new content. If you found value so far, in what we've been doing. We've been doing this free session for you from the start to now and until tomorrow. Support us, join our program early because enrollment opens tomorrow. This is the pre-enrollment right now, okay? So as part of pre-enrollment, this is what's going to happen, right? All the additional videos that we're going to film as part of the main program will be yours as well when we finally release the program. And of course, you will have access to the QiMen Explorer software, which allows you to plot the chart. And tomorrow, we're going to open this officially. So we are not opening the enrollment yet. We're going to pre-open enrollment to the general public tomorrow. And as you know, there are 20,000 people who have already signed up for this live training. So we don't want to wait for the rush tomorrow, and you guys get to access this very, very quickly. And you are right here, right now, watching live, so you will get this. Only the ones here will get this benefit right now, okay? So this is what I got for you. Besides all the bonuses that we'll be announcing tomorrow during the enrollment open, you are going to be entitled to all the bonuses, the limited bonuses that we have tomorrow. And when you register today, you do the pre-order today before tomorrow's crowd come in when we announce the opening. You're going to have a very, very special limited bonus just for you, okay? Just for you right now before we announce the opening tomorrow. And that special bonus is a Zoom meeting with me, okay? So only for you guys, and I expect just the top 1%. Okay, now what's called a top 1% means is the A players, A player. All right, if you are now listen, QiMen is really for just A players. Yeah, if you're B becoming A, it's great. If you're C, you know what? It's not for everybody. Yeah, so if you are going to be there and you're going to move from B to A, and you're now I'm addressing those who are A and the top level ones. You already know you're going to sign up tomorrow and enroll in the program. But here's the thing, you want to be the first ones and pre-register. Here's some special just for the top 1%. I am going to do a Zoom meeting, which means I get to see you face-to-face in a small group. I talk to you, you can talk to me, and I can run through the oracle or the divination with you, and I can even answer your personal question. I just want you to know that I do this type of personal meeting only for my QiMen Club members. Okay, now my QiMen Club members pay US $7,500, and this is absolutely true. How many of you are my QiMen Club members here? There you go, right? So now it's a small group, as you know, and that's very personal. That's where I take their cases and actually discuss that. And we actually learn new techniques and new strategies and actually solve real world problems, real life problems there and then. So I want to give you an experience like that. But I know you guys are from all over the world. So what we're going to do is I'm going to be there on Zoom, okay? Now, the pre-order link is already there, right? Just my group is saying, where is it? So there it is. The pre-order link is joeyap.com/pre-order. You can click on that, and you can go pre-order or pre-enroll right now, okay, as I'm telling you this, okay? So there's more than 20,000 people registered for this 4-day training. Tomorrow is going to open the enrollment, and the top 1% here, you guys, if you register right now before we do the enrollment, you will be entitled to all the bonuses that I'm going to announce tomorrow, which are limited. And you're going to get the first preference to it, and something extra. which is the Zoom meeting. So it's a guaranteed bonus, okay? So some of you asking when is the Zoom. Okay, it's the Zoom meeting. I'm planning to do this before September 1st, so 30th of August. 30th of August, there'll be one session, the only session I'm doing right now, to talk to you guys. So it's a limited session.
Sorry, 30th is full. We actually forgot to tell you that
How can it's full? I'm just announcing it right now.
there were too many emails that came in yesterday and it's gone. So we opened
Okay,
session.
all right. So we are going to do, okay, but are we going to fill up, you're going to fill up 30th right now?
It's full, it's gone. So
Okay, so when is the date?
31st.
31st?
Yeah.
31st is a public holiday, okay. Yeah, so, all right, so we're going to do this session here for 31st of August. 30th, apparently, as you can hear, the super fans have already registered before the pre, so they're pre-pre. So we're going to, the session is going to keep it small, and I am going to do one with you guys on Zoom, which means I will be able to see you, okay? You can see me as well. I'm going to talk to you as if we are doing live on 31st of August. We don't know the time yet. I got to check my calendar. Okay, I'll check my calendars. Okay, on the 31st of August, we're going to do a live Zoom call, and I'm going to talk to you in a private group. Right now, I can't see you, right? I can see your questions, but I don't know you. You're not personal enough, right? So in that group, you will get that conversation. So if you want to register, enroll right now, okay? That's the link, joeyup.com/pre-order, and we're going to guarantee the bonuses for tomorrow. So you won't miss out any the bonuses we're going to announce tomorrow, and of course, it's going to be a great package I'm going to announce, enrollment for tomorrow. And you'll be the best offer this intake period, okay? And we're going to guarantee you that you get all the bonuses, okay? So if you're an action taker, and all the limited ones, okay? There's a lot of limited bonuses we normally offer, as you know, part of the enrollment for 1 year, and each year the enrollment is only once a year. So you miss this, you miss this. I know you've seen part of it, you love this, and you want to take on the full program. Well, here's your chance, okay? So now, I think we're doing pretty good here. So late in the night right now, and there's still so many of you here today. I'm really glad that you stayed with me until now. And so we've got one more day to cover, and it's going to be a pretty long day tomorrow. And I want to give you a lot of value, as you know. All my team is still here. We're going to give our full, we're going to teach our heart out and to make sure that you get the best value, whatever slice that we have on hand, of course. And the final product will be, much, much greater because we're going to put in even more for all of you. So all the tribe members, you guys, thank you so much for watching this and for participating and for contributing, all right, for contributing to the creation of, I think, the best QiMen product ever. Okay, I feel that this 4 days, gone by, these 3 days gone by so quickly. Tomorrow's already the 4th day, and I'm really feeding off your energy that you're providing to me right now, okay? Thank you for sending me the love, and I feel that 4 days is not long enough. Any of you feel the same here? Well, great. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I'm going to be launching and opening my QiMen Academy for enrollment tomorrow. And you guys, the program, and once it's ready, you don't want to go into the queue where there's so many people lining up for it. You want to do it right now today, and really, really, you will appreciate that that live session, that one-on-one that over Zoom that I'm going to talk to you on 31st of August. Okay. So great, yeah. Tomorrow, particularly, I'll give you details, right? What are we going to talk? Tomorrow, we're going to do more on the QiMen Divination, right? I am going to give you how do you access the infinite wisdom? How do you connect more to that deep dive into this QiMen Divination, the Oracle? So that's much more. And in the process, I will also tell you what was the concept of bending reality through the QiMen unifying model. And there'll be an opportunity for you to join the Academy, but you can join the Academy today, skip the lines, and get the additional bonus, and this absolute bonus will not be available tomorrow. It will only be available for the top 1% to take action today, okay? So full disclosure, as I said, offers limited, so I will see you then. Take care and have a great night. You guys are also tired here, right? No, not. I think we got everything covered. Everything covered? All right, cool. All right, cool. So I'll see you tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. for more QiMen divination and the unifying model. You will absolutely love it. Have a great evening or a great day wherever you are in the world. Good night.